Good evening. Good evening to all of those people who have joined. We will start the class soon, but before that, whoever has joined, let's just start a small practice. So, hi friends. So, I'm going to write some words. Try to recall the meaning of those words from the yesterday's discussion. Just try to recall. You can close your eyes and try to recall the definition of that or the examples related to that. If possible, you can type it. Whatever that is comfortable, you can do it. You can write it on white paper. You can write through the text, or you can also just recall through, by closing your eyes. Follow this practice for a few seconds before we start. And if you have doubts, don't worry, I will take the doubts. So the first word, please try to recall. Moral courage. Try to recall. Continue, do. Next, integrity. Moral corruption. Ethics. Recall, recall. Aptitude. Voice of conscience. Moral reasoning. Crisis of conscience. Bioethics. Bioethics. Environmental ethics. Personal ethics. Recall, recall, recall. Professional ethics. So, hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to you all for the class of Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude. We have started our discussion yesterday, and in the yesterday's class, we have understood that ethics is the study of right and wrong in a human action. Knowing what is right and wrong is ethics. Ethics in action is known as integrity. Following the ethics in our life without getting influenced by the temptations and without getting succumbed to the pressure is known as integrity. The natural ability to do a particular work, act, suitability, fit for, is known as aptitude. We have an inner voice that guides us what is right and what is wrong in some conflict situations. This is known as voice of conscience. In these conflict situations, we will start analyzing the consequences of our decisions, consequences of our actions from ethical perspective as well as logical perspective. This thought process is known as moral reasoning. If we want to take the right decision in spite of the difficulties that we may come across, we need some mental strength, and this is known as moral courage. When we do not have moral courage, we do something against our own conscience. This is known as moral corruption. When we involve in a moral corruption, it leads to the feel of guilt where we are not comfortable with ourselves, and this is known as crisis of conscience. While ethics is a concept of right and wrong in a human action, and this concept related to the person is known as personal ethics. This concept of right and wrong related to the profession is known as professional ethics. These concepts in the field of medicine is known as bioethics. From the perspective of environment, it is called environmental ethics. These are the few terms that we have discussed as a part of our yesterday's discussion. We'll go ahead and try to understand many other concepts related to ethics. Before we go ahead, any doubts, issues, or concerns from the previous class? So one of the student is asking, sir, yesterday I did not attend the class. I'll go through the recordings, but is it relevant in the prelims? Yeah. See, this examination as prelims, mains, and interview, this ethics paper has almost no relevance in the your prelims paper. In mains paper, as a part of your general studies, there is paper 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth paper is ethics, integrity, and aptitude. It carries 250 marks, and in order to attend that paper, this paper is important. And the knowledge of ethics will also help you to write essays, and it will also help you to attend the personality test. Sir, I am confused between aptitude and voice of conscience. First of all, there is no relation only. You have to get confused only when there is some relation. No, aptitude is here. Voice of conscience is here. Why do you get confusion between this? Tell me first what is your understanding of the word aptitude and voice of conscience. Then I will tell you the ish difference. Moral reasoning. When in there, whenever any decisions we have to take, like the two examples I have given you, and for example, as a civil servant officer, I have got an order to demolish the slum. Now what happens if I demolish the slum, what happens if I do not demolish the slum? And I'm analyzing both from logical and ethical perspective. In the yesterday's example, just so that you can understand, so I made an accident here. Now I want to analyze, if I have two options here. I can just escape from this situation, or I can stop here to help the child. So what happens if I try to help this person? What happens if I escape from this area? I am analyzing what is the impact on me, what is the impact on the child, both from the ethical perspective as well as logical perspective. This thought process is known as moral reasoning. Example of moral courage. We can give many examples. For example, if you want to give one current affairs example, Sai Pallavi. So you know that Sai Pallavi, she is an actress, and she got an offer to promote a fairness cream. She got an offer to promote a fairness cream. But she believes that we should not promote any particular color or a lighter color or something. Whatever as a celebrities that we promote, it will have a great impact on the people, and that might increases further discrimination on the people who are dark color. So she believes that if she would have acted in that advertisement or promoted that cream, she would have got 2 crore rupees. In spite of that, she decided not to promote it. So she may be losing the 2 crore rupees. Other advertisement may also go away from her, but still it is right decision, and she has taken and lived according to her conscience. This also can be the examples for moral courage. Moral corruption. Whenever my conscience is saying something, my conscience is telling not to take the bribe, but I got influenced from the temptation, I have taken the bribe. This is called moral corruption. There is some situation where my conscience is clearly telling not to lie, but I was not ready to face consequences and I lied in a particular situation. That is a moral corruption. My conscience is saying something to do, but I'm doing opposite of that. That is called moral corruption. The right decision vary from the what is the right decision, what that person think as a right decision may vary from person to person. As a decision maker, as a civil service aspirant, you have to take the best possible decision according to your knowledge. Whatever you consider as a right may not be considered as a right by some other person. Actually, it happens. The concept of right and wrong are situation specific. Sometimes it can be subjective also. Today we'll go deep into this ethics so that you will get clarity of it about it. Vedasri, in a tricky situation, whenever mind speaks, it is voice of conscience actually. Yes, it can be actually. So just to clarify, actually, see, all the decisions that we take are not necessarily related to the conscience. For example, now I want to order a book. Shall I order it from Amazon or Flipkart? This as a choice is there, dilemma is there, but it is nothing to do with the conscience. It is a logical decision. You will analyze whichever is more better. You will order. You want after the graduation, suppose you have to join engineering or medical. That's a logical decision. It will not involve conscience. Suppose after doing the graduation, one you have an opportunity to join a private company and earn 60,000 rupees per month, or prepare for the civil service examination. This is a conflict situation, but it is nothing to do with conscience. It is more of a logical decision that you will analyze what are the chances of clearing this examination, what is the chances the growth in this private company, what I want, everything we'll think and finally take a decision. So all the decision, that's why in future we'll introduce the word ethical dilemma and all, then you will get clarity. So what is this aptitude and voice of conscience? Voice of conscience is same. Whenever I'm in these kinds of tricky situation, as I told you, whether to take the bribe or not, or actually is it okay to lie actually or not, is it okay to cheat this person in some of this situation where we might have some advantages by going in the wrong path. We our inner voice will tell this is right, you have to do, this is wrong, you should not do this or something. Suppose I go to a shop now. What happened, so I suppose I'm traveling in a public transportation. So I am traveling from a place A to place B. Okay, I am traveling between these two. The ticket, the price of this is rupees 25, and this conductor is busy with giving the giving the tickets to them, collecting money and everything. I have given 50 rupees to the conductor. 50 rupees to the conductor because he was collecting others money. Somehow he got confused that I have given him 100 rupees and he has given 75 rupees back to me. See, now I am a passenger. Ticket price is 25. I have given 50 rupees, but he has given me 75 rupees back. He somehow confused that actually he got actually. So what is it? 100 rupees. Now I have an option to keep that extra 50 rupees with me, or say, though conductor might have confused actually, but it is a loss to the conductor. I have not done any mistake whether to keep that 50 rupees with me or call the conductor and tell, sir, you have given extra change, please take back that. In that time, based on our conscience, it will tell whether I should do this or not, and this is known as voice of conscience. Well, aptitude is a very different concept. Aptitude is the natural ability to do something. That is, for example, to become a better cricketer, You need a better hand-eye coordination. Some people are born with some special ability of hand-eye coordination compared to other people. If they can identify that hand-eye coordination and try in the cricket field, there is a high chances that these people will be successful compared to the other person who do not have aptitude for it. Moral corruption and crisis of conscience. I do something against my conscience, that is called moral corruption. After doing that, I feel guilty feeling where I'm not comfortable with myself. That is known as crisis of conscience. The film Kala showed the crisis of conscience beautifully throughout the film, especially last scene. Okay, I will observe that. So, difference between reasoning and courage. Reasoning is the thought process. Array, what is correct? Whether option A is correct, option B is correct, how that benefits me, how that will affect other person. This analysis option is called moral reasoning. After that, I want to take a right decision, and this right decision may involve a problem. Even after that, no matter whatever happens, I will take this right decision. For that, I need some mental strength, and that is known as moral courage. Okay. I think all the doubts are cleared. Let's we go into the today's class. And this was the homework that we have given to you. I want you to focus on the statement for a few seconds and then we will discuss the answer. Okay, Vivek. What problem that you face if you write in a if not in a straight line, just for your information? Vaishnav, so whatever the doubts you have, actually you can answer in our class itself till the 15 days classes. After the 15 days also, if you need any information, we will share the email ID. Anyhow, I am coming here till that 15 sessions. So it is advisable to ask all the question here because so that you are helping others, the doubt that you have may be beneficial to other people also. Think about this question for a few seconds. Think about it. Okay, now listen to me. Okay, now stop thinking actually. Just start listening. Okay, now whenever you are writing the answer for the section A, this is 10 marks. There are only two types of questions that can come in ethics paper. One is 10 marks question, that is, this is one example for it, and another is 20 marks question, which are case studies. Usually in other paper we have 15 mark, 12 and a half marks also, but in ethics paper, from out of the 10 years, in the last 18 years, they are following this pattern. 8 years, they are following this pattern, 10 marks and 20 marks. That's all. So when usually a question answers involves three parts. One is introduction, another is body, and the third one is conclusion. Some students will ask, sir, what to write in introduction, what to write in body, what to write in conclusion. To be frank, there is no predefined information that this is what we have to write in introduction, body, conclusion. We should not go with a fixed mind. I will always write this in the introduction, this is body, this is conclusion. No. Usually these three things will be there. And then you no need to write the word introduction, body, and conclusion. It will be in this format actually. So based on that question, you have to decide what should be written in the introduction, what should be written in the body, what should be written in the conclusion. Be flexible, don't fix the pattern. Now for this particular question, they are asking, what do you understand by the term voice of conscience? So defining what is voice of conscience is introduction. If you know some quote about conscience, you can write it, or you can write what is conscience. After that, you are defining what is voice of conscience in your own words, actually. That is known as introduction. Now, what is the role of conscience in the decision making? Usually, 10% of our answer is introduction, 10% of our answer is conclusion, 80% is the body of the answer. Where now, with the question is, what is the role of conscience in decision making? Whenever, as an individual, in my personal life, professional life, actually, we are taking so many decisions. Should I listen to my conscience? Yes, I will listen to my voice of conscience. We need to listen to voice of conscience. But sometimes the conscience, where does this conscience come from our childhood, actually, or from, it might, some of the concept of right and wrong may be inculcated in our childhood. We learned from our parents, region, religion, society, law of the land, everything. Some of them may not be relevant in the 21st century. So that is why whenever something happened, for example, there is a girl who is wearing so-called actually short dress, or short dress at 9 o'clock or something, going with say some boy. The moment you see that, sometimes you, Arey, what kind of culture it is actually, how, why women are becoming like this, or something that you may feel. And then rethink, now you're a 21-year-old civil service aspirant. So first thing, what is it not her right, actually, how she want to look, actually. So rethink, I'm not telling what is right answer. First of all, she is wearing some dress, I am feeling it as inappropriate. Is it really inappropriate, or is it mind thought process is like that, actually? Do she has to change, or I have to change the way I look at it, actually? What is something wrong? So my conscience said something wrong at the moment, actually, but I need to do moral reasoning, actually, analyze it well, actually, and then take the better decision. Whenever I take the decision, conscience is important, but I should not take decision only based on the conscience, actually. I can do the moral reasoning, actually. Or after that, you need to know the law of the land and the social values, and then you can take the decision. You can give some hypothetical examples, or you can create your own example. Imagine the first, actually, some 10-year-old kid, you are walking in a road along with your friend. Then you come across actually a 10-year-old girl is begging on the street. The moment you saw her, you just give 10 rupees, actually. You feel like, that's what your your conscience says, Are she is poor girl, let us we give her 10 rupees. But you can also take some time, actually, at intuition, okay, I'll give her 10 rupees. But by giving her 10 rupees, okay, from childhood, actually, our parents told we should help the people who are actually a weaker section of the society and all. Okay, I have money, 10 rupees is not matter to me, I will give her. That is fine. But by giving her 10 rupees, is she not getting addicted to begging? Will she continue to become a beggar, actually? Though temporarily I'm helping her, in the long term, am I causing problem to her? Is it begging is legal? Is it beneficial to society or harmful to the society? Should I call a child helpline and tell that there is a begging is there? Or shall I tell her that she should go to the school? Or she's saying that I don't have a food. Let me not to look do it too much into that. Okay, I will order for actually one hotel. While I'll tell, sir, please give her one plate idli and I'll pay the bill. So how should I respond to that, actually? You can give this kind of example also. Our conscience says we should not just blindly believe that, and you should do other processes and then take the decision. Now, in order to write this, actually, we have given some key points. See, sometimes the students will ask, sir, please give us model answer. Model answer. The fact is, there is no model answers. I myself asked UPSC through the RTI, right to information, respected UPSC, do you provide any model answer to your evaluators? And they told that we do not provide any model answer. When I asked the question, I asked, do you provide any model answer to your evaluators? If yes, please give the model answer of the last 5 year ethics paper. And I also asked this question, what is the qualification of the people who evaluate ethics paper? because ethics that what we study may not be specifically taught in any particular university. It is a combination of different subjects. Polity may taught actually, economy they may teach actually, but ethics is a subject. Whatever the exact subject may not be taught anywhere else unless you are preparing for this examination. Some portions are taught to the different people. So what UPSC has said, there is no prescribed well defined qualification for the UPSC ethics evaluators. We will identify the people who have a sufficient and the broader knowledge about the subject, and we identify them and they will evaluate, and we do not provide any model answers actually. They will have a sufficient knowledge about it. But of course, in order to decrease subjectivity, suppose I consider one as a right answer, another evaluator consider another as a right answer, another, it may create a confusion, and even aspirants also may have the face a problem. That is why before they start evaluation, all this group of evaluators will sit and they discuss each of the question, what can be the possible right answers, wrong answer, what key points can be included, all those points, and then they come to an opinion about how to evaluate the paper that reduces the subjectivity. Okay, so there are some key points that you need to keep in mind and try to create answer. First, understand key points. If you have doubt, I will take it. Now, what is voice of conscience? Voice of conscience is the inner voice that guides us whenever we are involved in ethical dilemma. So it is an inner voice that guides us about what is right decision and what is wrong decision. It says yes or no when we involve in an ethical dilemma. When we follow the conscience, it leads to inner happiness. When we do not follow, it leads to the feel of guilt. See, this you can write in a paragraph. This you can also write in a bullet points. For example, see, I will come back to that slide, don't worry. There is a voice of conscience. It guides our decisions. One minute. So voice of conscience guides our decision. If we follow it, lead to the inner happiness. We feel happy because I followed whatever is right or appropriate according to me. But when we do not follow, it leads to the feel of guilt where we are not comfortable with ourselves. Now, this can be your introduction. In the body of the answer, so conscience is an important guide for the decision making, but that intuition, moral intuition, is the instinctive moral judgment. Whenever we see the incident, we get, okay, 10-year-old girl, give 10 rupees. A demolition of slum, it is my duty, I will do. An old woman come actually to get some benefit. No, she doesn't have document. Sorry, madam, you don't have document, I cannot give. So we may get instinct judgment of what is right and wrong, but we should not blindly follow this actually. We need to do the moral reasoning. If I ignore this actually, what happens? If I proceed with this, what happens actually? I need to do the logical and ethical analysis. After that, I should know what is the law of the land, what are the social values. So we have to take decision in such a way that I am listening to my voice of conscience, I am analyzing the consequences. It is also according to the law of the land, I am also respecting the social values without violating any of this. As per as possible, we need to take the decision. So this you need to elaborate with some example. These are the points you need to keep. Take an example. Now same example you can give. A conductor has given a change of rupees 50 extra, or you saw a 10-year-old girl actually who is begging, or a girl boy are actually is begging, then what is your conscience, and finally what will you do in this situation? You can give simple examples only, how you have taken the decision in this situation. You can give examples. Now towards the conclusion you can use these words. I know that with greater power comes greater responsibility. With greater power comes greater responsibility. As a human being itself, greater power. And as a knowledgeable species, we have a greater power. So, and especially civil service aspirant. Now we are aspirant, once we will become civil servants, that is also a greater power. So that is why we have to keep update our conscience. Our conscience may not be super actually. So we have to keep updating. So I'll always be open to learning. How do you prepare? The question is, so you have to write my yourself. If I'm writing this, I know that with greater power comes greater responsibility. As a civil service aspirant, my decision may have a great impact on the society. So I'll always be open to learning and keep learning from the experiences, so that actually I'm also feeding my conscience. These are the some key points that you have to use when you are answering the question, and you have to create your own answer based on this. Now you can ask any question if you have. How to write in flowchart like this? Please explain conclusion again. Conclusion is, as a civil service aspirant, I know that with greater power comes greater responsibility. That is, I'm going to take the power, more power, that means more responsibilities are there. My decision will have a great impact on the other people. So I am always open to learning. So now I know something is right and wrong. I should not stop learning. The day I think that now I know everything, no, that's wrong. I am always open to learning. Keep learning the issues from different perspectives, actually, and keep learning from the experiences, so that where that day, whatever is the best, that decision I will take. So learning from experiences, open to learning, actually, we are feeding the conscience. It is like you have a mobile. If you go to Google Play Store, updates every time actually, or some minute, at least once in a 10 days, so many updates will be there, so that your phone is safe, working good, and everything, your apps are good. No, in the same way we should also keep updating our conscience. Whatever we consider as a right some 5 years before, it may not be right today. 1 year before, it may not be. With more and more we learn, the more and more we look at the society will be different. That is conclusion. So moral intuition, Amit, it will also come in the future. I will explain to you in detail actually. In order to know exactly moral intuition, you should know consciousness, subconscious mind, and everything. We will tell you in detail in the future classes. Okay. I want the flow chart. Okay. Please take the flow chart. For every other in different questions also, we'll show the flow chart so that you will get clarity. Sir, can we input our experiences from the personal life? Okay. Yesterday I might have told you, but I'll tell once again. Okay, no problem. No, because you are asked, actually, it is a good question, Vivek ji. Whenever we are writing the answers, remember in ethics paper, you have to write examples. You have to write example. Sir, where do we get examples from? We can write examples from our personal life. We can write examples from current affairs. We can write examples from history. We can write examples from mythology. We can use hypothetical examples. Now, sir, which one to use? You can use everything, depending upon the question that is asked and which answer you are able to know. For example, what is this personal life example? Like related to this conscience, if they are asking, you can share an incident that has happened in your life only, to tell how you have taken the decision. Okay, how you have taken the decision. But whenever you are writing about your own life example, try not to disclose your region, religion, and the caste. Suppose I want to write, when I was studying in the 10th class, I was traveling in a public transportation, or something. You can write. You should not write in which state you are traveling, which school you are working actually, or which caste you belong to, which religion you belong to. You should not disclose your personal identity unless that specifically demands, that particular example demands it. You should not write it. So without that, you can write current affairs. For example, just now I told example of Sai Pallavi for a moral courage. Suppose somewhere you want to write moral courage, you can give example of Sai Pallavi, that is from the current affairs. Somewhere you want to talk about ethical values or something, or you want to compare, you can give an example of Mahatma Gandhi and other historical incidents. You can take the example and explain. You can give the examples from Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other stories which are considered to be a part of mythology. Hypothetical means actually, like suppose there was a Ramesh and Suresh. Ramesh did this, Suresh did this. Actually, Mr. A, Mrs. A, Raju, Lakshmi. You are taking some imaginary scenario to explain what is moral courage. Yesterday I told, suppose Ramesh is a person traveling and he was riding two-wheeler and suddenly he made an accident to the 10-year-old. That is what hypothetical example. So you can use any of these example based on the demand of the question. Are we clear? Conclusion must always be in a positive way. There is no rule positive way, negative way. We say always be positive, then corona positive people have to become. So no need to, just be flexible. Don't follow any rule actually. When like how I should bat first ball, actually, no matter how the bowler bowl, I will always hit the six actually. Last ball only single. No, it depends on the field, depend on the bowler, depending upon so many other conditions, whether rain is going to come or not, everything you need to decide. So don't go anything fixed. No rules actually, but whatever according to the question. So when you follow many questions, you will find the answer. Sir, in answer, we can keep ourselves as a subject, means we can use the word I, me, etc. Yes, when in there, we can use it. Flowchart is there. Sir, can we input our experiences? Yes, you can. Is it okay to write in first person? In ethics, you have to write it because you can write it. That depends on the question. Here they're asking in your decision making, so you have to write it. Can we give example like 10-year-old girl ticket money? Yes, you can give Vedashri. That's why we are discussing those example. You can always write that. Can we use those points which you have explained yesterday, like moral courage, moral reasoning? Yes, you can use those points. Sir, in answer, we can keep ourselves as a subject. Okay, that is also answered. Fine. We go to the next topic. So now we will start this chapter name is ethics and human interface. What is this ethics and human? How they are coming together? How they are closely related? We will understand with this known as essence of ethics. So first thing, what is the meaning of essence? The literal meaning of essence is nature of ethics, summary of ethics, or importance of ethics. This is now what is this? We will learn actually. Now, what is ethics? Let us we recall what we discussed yesterday. Ethics is the study of right and wrong, justice and crime, good and bad, virtue and vice in an human action. This is what we discussed as ethics. We will know more details into this actually. This is only ethics we discussed. Let's we go. What is the nature of this subject? What is the summary of this subject? What is the importance of this subject? We will know one by one slowly. Now, in order to explain ethics, some points are there actually. You can just take the screenshot of it, or anyhow, these will also be shared. But just go through this once for seconds, then I will explain to you. So Pooja says screenshots are not allowed. Okay, then anyhow this PDF will share it. So no need to write. That's all we are trying to tell, because it's already available. Just go through this. So Vaishna is asking, sir, while giving personal example, is it okay if we reveal our place of work as it come from the professional life? No need to reveal the place of work. If the example demands, you may reveal the sector in which you are working, like, or whether you are working in education sector or IT sector, that may be revealed if that example required. No need to tell the specific company in which you are working. Can you call ethics as a branch of psychology? No, you cannot call, because it is not. Usually all the subjects have come from the mother branch, actually philosophy. So if you want to call, you can call it as a branch of philosophy, not the psychology. Let's we come to this. Examples are placed in the body. Yes, we have to place in the body. Okay, come here. What is ethics? Ethics is the study of right and wrong in a human action. This I have explained in the yesterday's class. See, now ethics tries to answer this question, because it is normally very difficult to come up with what is good behavior, what is bad behavior. A father kissing daughter, actually, whether what is the right or wrong, actually, in the, it depends on the context, how and everything. Actually, it can be good behavior also, it can be bad behavior also. It can go right, wrong, actually. So it is difficult to say just a sentence of something doing a right or wrong or something. Actually, what is the situation, what is the age, actually, when we do that, so many factors are there, actually. That is why, but still ethics try to tell what can be the good behavior, what can be the bad behavior, actually. Now, what is good for the individual and what is good for the society? Some things that is good for the individual may not be good for the society. An individual wants to have freedom. I should have a freedom to do anything and everything as long as I want to do it. That may not be good for the social stability. And just for the sake of social stability, we should not compromise individual freedom also. How to balance so that individual also is happy, society is also stable? What are the principles that individual has to follow so that he or she can follow the freedom as well as social stability is also maintained? Ethics try to answer this. What is this? That we will discuss. Now, if somebody decides, sir, I want to just live the best possible life, actually, most ethical person I want to be, then it gives us a guideline, actually. There are some points that you need to keep in mind if you want to live an ethical person. What actions are right and wrong in a particular circumstances, actually. So it is once again difficult to tell actually what is right and wrong in all the circumstances. That is why it may say in that situation it was okay. Whether the same thing is okay in all the situations, no, it may not be, actually. For example, in some, it depends on the time. Earlier gurukula system used to be there, where actually children were used to go to the teachers, and when suppose a teacher is not feeling well, suppose leg pain, he was maybe calling the students and they were actually pressing the leg of this guru, and so that guru was actually feeling comfortable or something. That was maybe relevant at that time. If same way a 10th class teacher, suppose he calls a 10th class student and make the, that person to press the leg or something, it may not look appropriate, actually. It may create a problem in the 21st century now. That is why I am not saying it is a right or wrong. It depends on the way we look at, and so many things, actually, whether in that particular situation it was right or wrong, only that will decide. To tell you the importance of this particular situation, now, can you tell any sentence, any suggestion to the people that should be give me some suggestions to the people, or give some suggestions to the people that they have to follow every time, no matter who are they, in which situation they are, but still they have to follow this suggestion. Give me such suggestions. Give me any suggestions to the people or give me suggestions to a person actually in any situation, whatever that he or she has to follow that. Give me some statements. Always be positive. What is being positive? So being corona positive. So elaborate, be positive, then we'll tell. Walk on the left side of the road, provided there is a footpath. Respect of the parents. Parents, we need to respect them as long as they're holding that position in a better way. There are people situation you might have seen or heard where a father is physically abusing his daughter. Then how can we expect the daughter to respect the father? We need to follow traffic rules. Sometimes in order to save the life of a person, a small violation may be appropriate in that context. If an animal helps another animal, can we call that as ethics? No, we just say animal behavior. As we discussed yesterday, we discuss something as ethical, unethical only in the context of human beings. Honestly work. What is the meaning of honestly work, Palak? Respect the dignity of the woman. Be patient always. Follow the constitution. Everything is always ending, but everything is always beginning too. That may not be a suggestion, that's a statement. Honesty in your service, stable mind, respect elders. I told you there is a limitation. Integrity is important in all the situation, but whether it is really possible to follow integrity in all the situation, when we follow, go through the remaining sessions, you will get the clarity. Never judge anybody without knowing the reality. Consciousness, think in a right way every time. But what is the right way, Sri Lakshmi? That's a question. Laws are made by the government. That's not a suggestion, RTG. I want you to give suggestions to the people, not the scientific facts. Amit self says self-respect. It is a word, two words. They are not the sentences. Always be true to yourself. But what is the meaning of being true to ourselves? Listen, conscience. We can listen, but whether to follow or not, it depends. Like ambulance and traffic rules, actually always respect. Eat well, but if you eat too well, it can cause a problem. When the person is suffering from some diseases, sometimes eating well may also be a problem. Education, sir. Education, sir, is not a sentence. Always handle all with love. Whether it is possible to all with love, and what is love? Throw garbage in the dustbin if there is a dustbin. There is nothing to follow the type of suggestion. Okay, so yes friends, thank you, please stop actually. Optimistic, egoless, actually, always be true to oneself. But what is the meaning? So many of the times we say honesty, but what is honesty? Be happy, but what is happy? Love others as you love yourself. Flexible to all the situation, that is also wrong. Do not judge a book by its cover. Okay, so to tell you that many of these suggestions are not applicable to all the people in all the situation. It is very difficult to arrive at a such a, some example that again we will understand once we go into that. That is why ethics may try to tell these may be right in some particular circumstances only. Now, do you think that ethics will provide the exact solution to all the problems? Will ethics provide the exact solution to all the problems? No, it cannot provide. If it is providing, it might have become a science actually. It will only provide, actually, first it will provide several options. In this situation, you may follow A, you may follow B, you may follow the C actually. You have to evaluate these options and finally choose the best possible decision. You have to choose the best possible decision in the context. Actually, there is some framework it will provide you. If there is, within this you have to think, are these are the factors to be considered. Once again, what are the factors and everything you will understand soon actually. Will ethics provide the exact solution to all the problems? No, ethics will not give us the exact solution to all the problems. It will only provide a framework. What are the points we need to keep in mind before we arrive at a decision? And It may provide, you may do a, that is also correct, you may do, that is also correct, and you have to decide based on your knowledge, your experiences, your role, your awareness, and ready to face the consequences, etc. You have to decide. Now, what are the sources of ethics? From where do we get ethics from? What are the sources of ethics? What are the sources of ethics? Ethics give us the knowledge to understand the problem, on that we can find the solution. Yes, Balraj, you are right. It gives us the knowledge to understand the problem, to analyze the problem and everything. Yes, you are right. Yes, we have great sources. Yes, super. These are the sources of ethics. Where do we get ethics from? We get ethics from the religion, and which involves religious text, which may be Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Bible, and the other concepts related to Buddhism, Jainism, like Buddhism's Ashtanga Marga, Pancha Maharatas of Jainism, and many other religion. All this religion is telling what you is right and what is wrong. You try to know some one or two sentences. So yesterday I've given one homework. By mistake, has anybody done? Have you watched the video related to one word that we have given you? What is that word actually that we told you to do it? Okay, some of them have done. Super. Odendure, was that interesting? So after watching that, you are expected to make at least some 4 sentences notes on this. Otherwise, you will forget by the time you write mains actually. Yes, it was super. So, religion. So, try to know one important concept from the Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism. Minimum one point that you can learn in that is relevant in the 21st century in the Hinduism. 1 point from Islam, 1 point from Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism. Minimum. If you want to know more, that is still fine. If you search, you will get it. So please try to know one sentence that you feel is relevant in the 21st century for a civil service aspirant from this religion. So, religion. What else is a source? The thinkers and philosophers. Thinkers and philosophers. We have Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Gandhi, Nehru, all these people actually, Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So they all given actually many thoughts about what is right and wrong. We also discuss some thinkers and philosophers. They are the sources. The sources of ethics are also lies in the leaders, reformers, and administrators. The leaders mean they have led the group of people like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King. They might have led organizations like Infosys, Wipro, IBM. They may able to bring remarkable changes in the ISRO, DRDO, etc. All these people are the examples, and we can learn a lot from them. There are many people who try to bring changes in the society. It may be Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Jyotiba Phule, Savitri Bai Phule, Sudha Murthy, Kaila Satyarthi, and there may be many administrators, IAS, IPS, and other officers that we will discuss actually in our journey. It may be Prashant Nair from Kerala, Shalini Rajneesh from Karnataka, U. Sagayam from Tamil Nadu, Ashok Kemka from Haryana, PB Salim from West Bengal. Don't worry with so many words actually. All these people are part of our discussion. So just you have to know some administrators, some reformers, some leaders, which we, these are also the sources of ethics. Law is a, or the constitution is a source of ethics. And based on the constitution, laws, rules, regulations are made. They're also the source of ethics. Secularism, democracy. So all these are the concepts of right and wrong. We can learn how a society should be run, country should be run. So these are all the sources of ethics. We can also learn what is right and wrong from the media, like which includes print media. Many books are there, novels are there actually. So print media, electronic media, we can call it as a movies actually. They are also the sources of ethics. So your friends are sources of ethics, educational institutions are sources of ethics, but this is for an individual perspective. Generally, these are the sources of ethics. Good. We can learn from the culture, traditions, etc. Correct. We can learn from autobiographies. Correct. What is written under Odandurai? Under Odandurai, I have told that you have to make a simple notes of 4 sentences minimum. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. From family also we can learn. It is eco-friendly village. Many tourists visit the village actually. Okay, that's good. You have learned it. Okay, hope we got some information about sources of ethics. Now we'll come to the word ethics and morals. What is the relationship between ethics and morals? Are they same? Are they opposite? Or anything? What are ethics and what are morals? Vedashri says we can learn from our mistakes. We can become knowledgeable from others' wisdom. Always we have to use the first form in the answer writing. No, the word always we have not used, madam. It depends on the question. Morals are values. Morals is related to our personality. One more statement about ethics and morals, and then we'll discuss the answer or explanation. Ethics is the advice of our conscience. Moral rules, moral are given. Ethics is the right thing to do by consciousness, and morals are the values which may or may not be the right actually. Okay, now listen to me. Okay, first listen to me. I will take your doubts actually. First understand, then I will take the doubts from you. Or we will get further explanation. Now listen to me. First, the word ethics and morals are synonymous. They are synonymous. That means they are interchangeable. Sometimes in the case of ethics, we can use the word morals. In the case of morals, we can use the ethics. In fact, just for your information, the word ethics has come from the Greek word ethos, which means custom or character. The word morals has come from the Latin word moralis, which also means custom or manners. Normally what happens, these words originate in some way, but with the evolution based on the context they take a different meanings. Okay, like those normally science student will get confused, or science student expect that one word one definition, photosynthesis formula, it should be same in actually South India, North India, America, past, present. Yes, that is right, but see, you in your polity you might have seen what is secularism in Indian context is different from the Western context. So what is love, what is happiness is different to different people. So some of these based on the context may have a different meaning. This is the word origin. As of now, the word ethics and morals are synonymous. They can be used interchangeably. But if we want to differentiate between the word ethics and morals, there is a difference also. The concept of right and wrong from the individual perspective is called morals. The source of right and wrong is internal. Here, the source of right and wrong is external. Internal source means what? Conscience. Antaratma, Antasatma Sakshi, we have discussed yesterday. External source means what? The just now what we discussed, the religion, society, constitution, etc., etc. So this is ethics and this is morals. So when we discussed about conscience yesterday, we have used the word like moral reasoning, moral courage, moral corruption, right? Most of these words has a word moral actually in it because they are all referring to the individual perspective. Well, professional ethics actually. So we use actually ethics, but as I also told, sometimes they can be used synonymously. That we will see some examples later. So for now, both are synonymous. But if you want to differentiate, morals are related to the individual, while ethics related to this. One word that you also see in the newspaper, or sometimes in the media, moral policing. Have you heard of this word, moral policing? What is this moral policing means? Rutika, we are in the process of essence of ethics that is going on. Moral policing, improving the morality in the employees of government. Balaraju, no. Inspection of oneself looks good. Maybe from the name you might have created. Trying to punish others as their actions are against our personal moral belief. Okay, now listen to me. What is moral policing? In order to know moral policing, first we should know. See, my intention is when we give something, first you should think actually. Police, do I know what is this police, policing, moral policing, anything actually? Any newspaper, have I read that actually? Somewhere have I come across this in any news channels? So you have to recall. That's all you are expected to do. If possible, type it. But this has to be compulsory for all the people. Now, what is policing? There is a police system, is it? We have a constitution in India. Based on that, laws, rules, regulations are made. They will make sure that all these laws are implemented. If anybody does a violated a law of the land, they will make sure that appropriate legal action is given to that person, and they will also prevent the crimes from happening. So nobody should violate the law of the land. They will also take some preventive measures, and if somebody does anything against the law, they will also make sure that they will get punishment according to law. This is called policing. But there, I as an individual, maybe, or a group of people, we will assume something as right and wrong, or we consider something as a right and wrong, and we want to impose it on the society. There, the word moral policing comes. For example, you might have seen actually, like though suppose in some state cow slaughtering is allowed. Though it is allowed, a group of people go and impose attack on the people who are doing the cow slaughtering. Then it is moral policing. Sometimes we see, suppose women going to a pub, club, smoking, taking alcohol, a group of people go and actually tell, being a woman, Indian woman, you are spoiling our culture. How can you smoke? How can you take alcohol? Destroying our culture. According to law, it is allowed. It is her choice. But a group of people feel that women should not do that and they want to impose it on that. That's a moral policy. There was an incident like in Bengaluru. There was a one boy who belonged to Hindu community riding a two wheeler, and behind him there's a girl who is belonged to Islam community. They were going. A group of people stopped them, and they were started scolding these two people and telling the woman, "You are a Muslim woman. Why are you going with a Hindu man?" So that's a moral policing. New Year should not be celebrated on January 1st. It should be celebrated on only Ugadi. You tell that's no problem, but you are stopping the people from celebrating the New Year on January 1st. That is moral policing. You are stopping the people from celebrating Valentine's Day. That's a moral policing. So in the 21st century, doing this moral policing is most of the times wrong. If you feel something is wrong, suppose a boy and girl kissing each other or something, you cannot go scold, attack or something if you feel it is wrong actually. If you feel that is public indecency, maybe you can call the police and tell them, they will decide whether it is public indecency or something. We should not come to the conclusion of something right and wrong and take scolding them, beating them is all wrong based on our own ideas of right and wrong. Hope you understood. It is a kind of imposing code of conduct on the people. It is imposing our own values, our own right and wrong on other people. That's in simple moral policing. So we use the word moral in the different context. Sometimes we say moral of the story, where the word moral refers to the summary or the lesson that we can learn from the story. In this way, based on the context that we use, the word moral may have a different meaning. Okay, so this is the simplest definitions or differences between ethics and morals. Now, observe these two statements. Observe this and give me one example for both of these. Read, understand, and create example. Good points. Now listen to me. Good. Yeah. So now normally we have seen ethics and morals are there. Normally moral refers to the individual, but based on the context that we use, it has a different meaning. When we say customary morality, here morality means the concept of right and wrong according to the customs and the traditions. This is constitutional morality, the concept of right and wrong according to the constitution. For example, in some traditions and culture, people were following untouchability. Untouchability. That means few people who are born in some caste, actually, they are like maybe Dalits, should not enter into the public places. That was right according to some customs or the traditions, actually. But it is wrong according to the constitutional morality, because the concept of right and wrong derived from the constitution says that just because a born person is born in a particular caste, we should not stop them from entering into the public places. Practice of instant triple talaq was also right according to the customary morality which has been practiced earlier, but the constitution felt that, like, normally marriage is an union of generally a male and female where they have to live together. Sometimes differences opinion will get in without giving proper opportunity for them to rethink and reunite, actually counseling and everything. Just suddenly taking a decision which has a huge negative impact on the another person is not appropriate. That is why it is considered not appropriate according to the constitutional morality. Earlier, again, we see that many incidents where sati was being practiced, which was right according to that custom, and widow remarriage was not allowed. Then constitution says it is allowed, actually. So we see that sometimes the customary morality are opposite to the constitutional morality, but it is not always. For example, our custom talks about, actually, tradition, ruksho rakshati rakshitaha. Though ruksha means tree, in a broader sense, it means environment. If we protect environment, environment will protect us. That is right according to the customary morality. That is also right according to the constitutional morality. In fact, most of the gods, actually, also have their vehicles as animals and everything. That is to tell that we are living in harmony with the environment. Many of our festivals are associated with the nature, so they are go together. Our tradition talks about yatra naryasu pujyante ramante tatra devata. Where women are respected, there lives the God. Even constitution talks about respect everybody, including the women. Like traditions talks about dhana, actually, donation, helping the poor people and everything. Hinduism talks about Islam, Christianity, like Christmas that is recently celebrated. There is a part, actually, a practice of donating, giving gift to the poor people and everything. That is a part of actually helping the poor people. During part of Ramzan and other festival, they also give some food to the poor people. So helping other section of society is there in most of the religion. That is right, actually, in the constitution also, customary morality also. So this is, you should know that there is something called constitutional morality and customary. See, one thing now, of course, which is more important, most of the times are in generally constitutional morality is important. Now what happens is, see, in 1950s we have created a great constitution, there is no doubt, actually. But with the changes in the socio-economic and technological condition by 2024, though it is a great in 1915, we have made hundreds of amendments, or 100 plus amendment we made. That's why it is called living document. That is why it is appropriate. Now customs and traditions may be right when the time they created, but with the changes in the socio-economic and technological condition, they may not be appropriate. Earlier, woman, she was working from morning to evening every day. And when she work in the kitchen, puja room, and going outside and everything, she might have really tired. And especially during her menstrual period, she is undergoing physiological changes, psychological changes, hormonal changes, everything. That is why, in order to give her a rest, they told that during those 3 to 5 days, you should not go to kitchen, puja room, the outside and everything, so that she will get appropriate rest during that time. When this woman is helping all the members, actually family, serving the members of the family in 25 days, why can't we serve her for the next 5 days? It's a great concept. And the time that is created, maybe in the changes in the socio-economic and technological condition, where better safety practices are there, if she feels comfortable in the modern day, definitely she is allowed to go to kitchen, puja room, and also that's it. But sometimes the customs tradition, they are good, most of them are good at the time they created, actually most of them. But with the changes in socio-economic and technological things, we should also change. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha is also very good. So if we protect dharma, dharma will protect us. Avani is thinking about break. In our class also you need break, actually, Avani. At least do you need at all? If you need, we will give you around 7 o'clock. Okay. Intercaste marriage, in some tradition, yes, intercaste marriage is not allowed, while a constitution has no such discrimination. It allows intercaste, interreligion, interregion, international marriages also. With respect to halala, there is no problem, even that is right, maybe in both the moralities. Whenever I study ethics, it always looks to me that all the religions are same. Maybe fundamental intentions are same. Female circumcision, male circumcisions, and all. Normally, religious it is practiced, and it depends on the individual. But forcing anybody to go for circumcision definitely is the problem. Living is a new emerging concept, and it may not be wrong according to this. On Monday we have holiday. No, we don't have any holiday on Monday. Sakshi, are you going to Ayodhya or what? Okay. So if you are going to Ayodhya also, please join live from Ayodhya to our class, actually, at 5 o'clock. Yes, friends, let's we go further. Please observe these two words. So going to Ayodhya, Sakshi. Purity and impurity based. The concept of purity and impurity, if we sell that actually few people are pure by birth, few people are impure by birth, then that is definitely wrong in the 21st century. Okay, please observe this. Competence. What is competence? Competence in generally means ability to do something successfully. This is called competence. Whether black slavery or anything, yes, slavery was a customary morality and it is wrong according to the constitutional morality. Correct. Let's be back to this. Competence. Competence means ability to do something successfully in generally. There are two kinds of competences are there. One is ethical competence. I as an individual have a clarity about what is right and wrong, and I will do all the attempts. I will take all the steps to follow whatever is right. This is called ethical competence. If I want to work in a profession, teacher, doctor, lawyer, and everything, I should have a knowledge related to that. I should have a mindset that is required. For now, you remember mindset for attitude. What is attitude? In fact, we are spending around 6 hours on this world of attitude so that you will get more clarity. And there are some skills to work in. If I want, for example, as a teacher, I am teaching ethics, I should know the knowledge of ethics. I should have the right mindset actually to answer your queries and everything. At the same time, I should also have the skill to communicate, a proper communication skills and everything. And that is known as professional competence. I should be able to do the job with efficiency and effectiveness. With efficiency and effectiveness. Now, what is the difference between efficiency and effectiveness? I should be able to do the job with efficiency and effectiveness. What is efficiency and what is effectiveness? Can somebody explain me with a definition or example or anything? Colleges are trying to become first by in right way. That's called ethical competence. I did not understand, Lakshmi. Efficiency leads to effective work. Efficiency is ability, ability and output. Hmm. Good. I just want you to try and think about these two words because we are keep on hearing or listening to these words. But do we really know? If no, that's good. Otherwise, we'll anyhow get more clarity. Good attempts. Quality, quantity. Okay, now listen to me. Very simple. Efficiency is associated with the utilization of resources. Utilization of resources. Whether I was able to utilize the available resources in the best possible way or not, that decides whether I'm efficient or not. I will explain it further. What is effectiveness? Efficiency, effectiveness. Effectiveness, actually, whether we are able to reach the desired outcome or not. Desired result. Utilization of resources. Normally, we should use the available resources in the best possible way. That's why we use the word optimum utilization of resources. For example, in order to teach you ethics, what resources I've got? I got 50 plus hours. Suppose 52 hours I've got it. Time is a resources. They've given so much of technology. If I'm able to utilize that 50 plus hours and the digital technology available in the best possible way, then these classes are called efficient classes. Now, what we are expecting result, actually, what is our desired result or the outcome of this class is there are many students who are attending these classes. Out of the students who are attend, at least 80% of the students who are attending our classes should be able to understand the syllabus. Whatever that is there in the syllabus, they should be able to understand, and they should develop a curiosity to learn more. They have to develop a curiosity to learn more. This is our expected outcome. Those who attend the classes for 50 plus hours, and if we can able to make sure that at least 80% of the students who are attending, because 100% is difficult, there may be issues, at least 80% of them should be able to understand whatever we are teaching, and they should develop a curiosity to read further. That is our expected outcome. It doesn't mean that you just attend our classes, just directly go to the UPSC mains exam after clearing prelims and you will attend 250 marks. No, that will not happen. Because the context has come, I will take 1 minute to explain this. Normally, examination preparation involves 3 stages. One is knowing the content. Knowing the content. And like for example, in ethics paper, there is so many topics are there, 30 plus topics are there. If I am able to understand what is there, that is only 33% of our preparation. Same is applicable to other paper. Knowing the content. So as a teacher, we will help you in the first step, like provided. So first thing, yeah, we will explain you this. If you attend awake and alert for all the 50 hours, if you do some homeworks that we provide to you and everything, then we are completing the first stage, that is knowing the content, that is syllabus. Then we should know to convert the content into answers. There are questions are there, we should know how to convert the content into an answer. That is another 33% of our preparation. So attending our classes will help you in the first stage. Then you should solve the previous year questions first actually. That is from the year 2013 till the year 2023. 11 years question papers are there. If you have access to tablet, Byju's tablet program, we have solved all the questions, all the from the year 2013 till the recent years. You should not just listen to it. Take after completing our syllabus, 15 days classes actually, see the question, write your own answer, then listen to our explanation. You will get clarity, practice, send it to the evaluation and everything. And this is one stage. You will slowly learn actually how to convert the content into an answer. Now, after taking appropriate feedback, you have to improve the way you write the answer. That is called writing the better answers. That is another 33% of preparation. This can be the preparation for one subject. Some of the students think we have read everything, so that is preparation is over. Knowing and writing both are different. If somebody know, doesn't mean that they can teach. In the same way, somebody know, that doesn't mean that they will write it actually. Writing is a different skill. So you need to practice, because practice makes not only man perfect but also woman perfect. Actually, both can become perfect if we practice it. So in we will help you in, as it this is 15 days module will help you with the first one. Are we clear about this? Now, optimum utilization of resources and effectiveness. Hope we are clear. Something is successful in producing. Okay, potent medicine, um, efficient to treat a disease completely. The word efficiency is used in the context. For example, there are some electronic equipment, they utilize a less electricity and able to provide more benefits. That's we say efficient refrigerator, efficient washing machine. They are able to take less resources and give more output. No, then also you say efficient. Yes, friends. Let's we go further. So professional competency. If I want to become any profession, doctor, teacher, lawyer, like the teacher, I should have a knowledge related to the subject I'm teaching. I should have the right mindset related to that. I should have a skills to do that. Like skill, like communication skill in this context. knowledge about the subject. What is the mindset that is required to a good teacher? When you attend many other classes in your college and everything, you have classified some teachers as good teachers, average teachers, maybe bad teachers if anybody has something, and you know what is the mindset required for a good teacher. If somebody has this, they are called professionally competent. Usually professionally competent people are efficient and effective. They are efficient and effective. Okay, let me give an example for both. Now imagine the situation. You are a CEO of a private company which involved in some manufacturing of some products. We consider it's related to textiles. A large number of women employees are working. Women employees are working in your organization. But this company was facing losses for various reasons. You, as a CEO, have to do something. One post was vacant. The manager post actually was vacant. You have done interview of some people. Finally, the Mr. A got selected for this. He was the manager. He come up with some innovative ideas. With the help of this manager, we are able to implement it well. He has not only given us the ideas, he was able to help us in implementing also. So this loss making company, slowly and gradually, after the few months and years, it has become profitable also. You are very happy with Mr. A. You are very happy with Mr. A. You are also planning to give some incentives and promotion. Everything like a dream comes true. All other employees are also getting good salary. Company is making profits, more and more exports, and everything is happening. One day, there is a lady where she has come called Mrs. X. We'll give her a name, Mrs. X. She come to your cabin, CEO's cabin, and tells her, "Sir, I'm happy that these days I've been a part of your company, but I cannot continue as your employees actually in the future. Please accept my resignation." Yes, madam, what happened actually? Why are you giving resignation? What problem? What any issues are happening? Sir, this Mr. A that you have hired as a manager, he has come up with good decision and everything is fine, but his behavior is not good, sir. He sent many loose comments on many women employees in the organization. When I went to his cabin for some office work, he touched me inappropriately. I know you don't remove the Mr. A because he's done some many contribution to your company, but it is against my dignity to work in this company. I cannot continue. Please accept my resignation. So Mrs. X is giving the resignation. In this situation, as a CEO of the private company, what is your decision? How do you respond to this situation? That is a question. Hope it is clear. Please tell me the answer. Some of the solutions are coming. Warning to Mr. Yang, suspend the Mr. Yang, do the investigation, selecting a person for the post of Mr. Yang. After removing Amit, removing the Yang, remove the manager anyways. He got money for their good actually he did, but he can't be decent. Then he should be removed. Talk to A with respect to this. Mhm. Okay. All of you, please fix some answer in your mind. There are some people who are texting, it is fine. Those who are not texting also, please fix some answer in your mind. Okay, now listen to my explanation. Okay, now please listen to my explanation. What you are supposed to do. Some of you have mentioned remove the Mr. A. That is not right option. You may say, sir, why? See, just because Mr. X comes with a complaint that he is involved in a sexual harassment, as a CEO, if I remove, I am doing injustice to the Mr. A. The information may be false. I need to know the truth first. Okay. Whenever a case studies are asked, actually, they are given to test your thought processes, correct? Or also, you should have the basic awareness of the law of the land also. Normally, you related to this as a part of your preparation, you study so many laws actually. What you are supposed to do, that is clearly there in the law of the land only in generally. So there is an act called POSH 2013, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act of 2013. According to this, if anybody faces sexual harassment, a woman faces sexual harassment, she has to file first formal complaint. Some complaint about what is her incident has to be, she has to give. So what I have to do first actually, madam, before taking the final decision actually, now you don't need to give resignation for this particular issue. Please give us a formal complaint about what incident happened. We will look into that, and whoever has done the mistake, we will take appropriate decision. So take the formal complaint and create one committee for that. This law says that there should be an ICC, internal complaints committee, which usually involves senior most women employee, a person who has awareness of the law of the land, and a person who works in the society. So these people will have this ICC. They will cross check with other women employees, observe CCTV cameras actually, and other facts and evidences. And based on the investigation, we will take appropriate decision. What is that? That depends on the investigation. If this is a question, actually, what we will write is actually, based on the investigation result, we will take appropriate decision. This should be our answer. Now, what is this connection with the previous question? If this is our case study, now what we should write here, Mr. A is known for his professional competence. They don't give the word professional competence, but we know that actually what is professional competence. He is known for his professional competence, but there are doubts about his ethical competence because it is not clear. There are doubts about his ethical competence. If I'm a person who, like, suppose doing well, actually coming with good decision, implementing profits, everything, but I'm harassing the women employees or something, then I do not have ethical competence. So suppose they've given that he is actually involved in a treating the woman inappropriately, then Mr. A is an example for a person who is known for professional competence but lacks ethical competence. These terms, when you know where to use it appropriately. Which competence is important? Both the competences are important. Ethical competence as well as professional competence, both are important. Are we clear here? Yes, the POSH Act, that is based on the Vishaka guidelines. Supreme Court has given a decision, guidelines about how to protect the woman at the workplace. Based on that only, POSH Act 2013 is made. Thank you, Vedashri. Do not accept resignation. Ask for some time. Assure of X of some action. Then accordingly inquire about some colleagues. If find out, dash. Okay. Yes, friends. Let's as we go further. Yes, friends. Answer this question. What is that framework of ethics? Always try to be genuine in an ethical way, taking right decision. But what is right decision, Dinesh ji? That is a big problem. I just want you to think about it for a few seconds. అరే మంచివాడిగా ఉండడం అంటే ఏంట్రా? వాట్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ ఎథికల్? ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರಾಗಿರೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Impact of one's action on others. अभी तक पीपीटी अपलोड नहीं हुआ है. Okay. The content team will look into that, and our team, and they will answer you. Knowledge about what is good and bad, actually. Okay. Knowing and being. Following that, actually. Sakshi, listening to our conscious. Once again, the word conscious and conscience are different. You have to be careful when you are using whether it is conscious or conscience. Okay, friends. Now listen to me. Okay. Okay, that's fine, Sakshi. No problem. Knowing the right thing to do, the difficult situation, analyzing. Okay. Okay, now listen to me. What is being ethical? Normally, it is very difficult to say which qualities a person should have actually, because many of them are situation specific. But still, ethics as a subject would like to promote some qualities in the human beings. Some of the qualities that you should have is actually tolerance. The first one is you should have tolerance. Second one, you should have empathy. And the third one, you should have compassion. I'll come to these three words. Then, being honest. Next one, have the courage. And you need to contribute or promote peace and harmony in the society. You should have courage to withstand adversity. Now, tell me what is tolerance? Sahishnutha, patience, making the choices that do not harm or suffering to oneself or others. It is about being conscientious about our choices. Yes, Vivek, that can also be the ethical. Acceptance, respect all, ability to tolerate, being calm, attachment, affection. Arti, which attachment, affection? సహనం, ఓర్పు ఉండాలి అంటారు ఝాన్సీ రాణి గారు. Sahanam undali. Okay, now listen. Many of these times the word tolerance is misunderstood word. What is tolerance in simple words? See this? Tolerance means respecting the differences of opinions. Respecting the differences of opinions. Now listen to me, okay? Suppose I, as an individual, I say that actually there is a God. Another person say, no, no, sir, there is no God. I say, there is a God, and God has some structure. Akara is also there. There is some, like, God appears to me in the form of Rama, Lakshmana, Hanuman, and everything. Some person say there may be a God, sir, but God has no structure. It is a Nirakara Murti. There is no any structure to God, but there is one supernatural entity is there which has a control on our life. The another person say, this person, suppose I say there is a God, God has structure, and we want to get blessings from the God. In order to get blessings and good wishes from the God, we need to visit these religious places like Tirumala, Tirupati, Dharmasthala, Kukke Subramanya, Ayodhya, Kashi, Gaya, Bodh Gaya, Triveni Sangama, the holy dip, everything, and do puja, homa, rata, havana, everything. Only then we'll get the blessings. The other person say that we there may be a God. Actually, God also may has a structure, but it is not compulsory to do all of this. As long as we are good people and not harming other people, God will bless us, God will help us. Now we see that all the four of us actually are having what? Differences of opinions. My opinion about God is different, A, B, C all are different. Now some of you said for tolerance, acceptance. No, tolerance is not acceptance. I say there is no God. This person is saying there is no God. I am not accepting he is right, but I am respecting his point of view. How I have a right to believe in God, the other person has a right not to believe in the God. How I have a right to believe like Rama is God, the other person may consider Allah is God or Allah is a messenger of the God. So it is okay to have the different opinion. Some may say marriage is a great institution and everybody should marry. The other person say marriage is not relevant in the 21st century. We should give birth to the next generation and take care of them. Anti-natalists are there actually. And natal means birth, anti means anta, opposite. They feel that we should no need to give birth to the next generation. All are fine. It is their opinion actually. But all of us has to follow the law of the land. Something which is not mentioned in the law of the land, we all have right to live the way that we want to live, and other persons have the right to respect that. This beautiful concept is known as tolerance. If we really understand this and follow this, so many problems in our life can be solved. I consider, suppose Bhagavad Gita is a holy, great book. I will follow. I can preach others, but I should not impose it on other people. Same is applicable to anybody. Some of you said it is means getting adjusted with the situation. That word is toleration. Toleration is different from the word tolerance. I'm not getting adjusted with other community. I respect. I clearly believe that how I have a right to live the way that I want to live and follow my religion. Other person also has equal right to do that. That beautiful concept known as tolerance. So toleration, when do you use it? For example, I'm living in a PG, hypothetically, just a hypothetical example, and there are 2 to 3 other people are there. I want to sleep at 10 o'clock, but the person starts studying at 10 o'clock, light is on. I'm getting deep sleep at 11 o'clock. Somebody got a call from his so-called girlfriend and they're talking. I'm getting irritated, but I have no other option actually because of some financial or other situation. I cannot live independently. What I'll do, I get adjusted with this. This is called toleration. Some of you use the word patience. Patience is ability to wait for something normally. Suppose I'm waiting at a bus stop. Bus supposed to come at 5 o'clock. Now it is 5:30. I am getting irritated. Are till 5:30 bus did not come? That this everything. That's called being impatient. Bus will come at its own time. Just because I am getting irritated, it will not come at early. If I have other option, I can go. If I don't have any other option than waiting for the public bus, I can enjoy this waiting period. Let me recall what happened in the class. Let me observe the nature and learn from it and enjoy the waiting process. That's called patience. Hope you understood what is tolerance. I don't agree with you what you say, but I will die for your right to say it. Yes, that explains what is tolerance, Ravi. You're right. Now, what is empathy? Second word is empathy. What is empathy? Good. To put leg into the another's shoes. Okay. Having some kindness for someone or something. Okay. Okay, that's good. Now listen to me. One after the tolerance, if everybody really develop this tolerance, actually it is so good. The first quality that we discussed, most of the time, like we impose that you have to follow because we think that we know everything. But the more and more we study, we realize how little we know actually. When we realize the limitation of our knowledge, we don't impose on the other people actually, then tolerance will come. The for that actually we need to know. But how to know? One method to know the other people is through empathy. Empathy is an ability of a person to understand others from their perspective. Ability of a person to understand other people from their perspective. As many of you rightly said, being in the another person's shoes, looking the world through other people's eyes actually. Just for you to understand, now for example, I'm a government civil servant officer. There's a farmer comes with his problem. Now as an officer, if I understand, I may not feel the pinch of the pain, I may not feel the intensity of it. Now when I'm listening to the farmer, if I can imagine myself in the position of the farmer and try to understand it, the situation looks to us in a very different way. You might have observed in some movies or serials, suppose this person say, how I cannot imagine, how can you do this? I never thought you will do like this actually. How can you even do this? The other person say, at least once you have to imagine in my position, my situation, only then you will come to know why I did actually. Even if you were in this situation, you would have done the same thing. So this person is expecting the other person to empathize. If you have seen the recent movie Animal, though we are not promoting that movie, if you see, you can connect it in the last act actually. The child is facing so much of problems because of the father's rude behavior, and in order to teach that, in the last act it's like, me act as a father and you act as a son. Then that person feels actually how as a father, if I'm rude, what may be the impact on the son. Those who have seen Animal movie, you can understand this. In Telugu there is a movie called Arya. In that also hero heroine exchange their roles actually. It is all about exchanging the roles. I'm going to an office. I saw two people met with an accident. Just as an outsider, if I see, I am getting late to the office, it will become 10 minutes delay if I help these people. I may think like this. But for a second, if I imagine, if I was met with an accident and severely bleeding, then that very same incident, it looks in a different way. If my family members would have met with an accident, then the things looks in a different way. Lockdown is imposed. But what is the impact of lockdown is different to different people. As a civil servants, when you take a decision, you should be able to analyze the situation from different perspectives, and that requires empathy. We will study in depth about in under the civil service values. We have sympathy, empathy, compassion. For now, empathy means being in the another person's shoes. Hope we are clear. Now tell me, what is compassion? दया धर्म का मूल है. To sympathize with others is called sympathy. That is not compassion. Now, to help you understand the word compassion, tell me, what is passion? Passion. Desire. Only desire? Only desire? Strong desire. Normally, passion means you are having a strong desire to do something. That what is something, that depends upon which one you have a passion to. Strong desire to do something. That is called passion. If you have a strong desire to help others, that is called compassion. So, other way of the exam, here it's an active attempt to help others. When you have a strong desire, you make an attempt. So, active attempt to help others. So, passion means I have a strong desire to do something. Here, compassion means we have an active desire to help other people. It is not that, it is duty I have to do. I don't want to do, but I have to do. No, I have a desire to help other people actually. So we cannot solve all people's all the problem. Within my limitation of knowledge, experiences, resources, other resources I have, I will do maximum possible attempt to help other people. This is called compassion. Compassion. Compassion is a feeling for loved ones in the hour of need. It is not necessarily that you loved ones actually, for any people who are in need actually, in the hour of need actually. You as a human being feel responsibility, or you can say, yeah, you love human beings in general, and that's why you help them. In that broader way, we can say that. Okay, friends. Honesty. What do you understand by the word honesty? Normally, the word honesty, correct, is used to refer to a person, one who is truthful, being loyal, and being straightforward. Whenever you want to refer to a person who is actually having all this, actually, so being truthful, loyal, and the straightforward. So we have to follow in generally being truthful, loyal, and straightforward. We have to follow this. And as a person, if you want to follow ethics, in many times we may face difficult situation, that's called adversity. In order to face the difficult situation, we should have a mental strength. If we don't have a courage, we cannot follow any other values actually. That is why, if we want to be an ethical person, there are some problems. Sometimes unnecessary blame, false complaint, transfer, so many things will come. But we should be ready to face adversity. నాకు ఏ తలనొప్పి వద్దురా అంటే మనం ఎథికల్ గా ఉండాం. ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ దిస్ హెడేక్, దెన్ వీ కాంట్ బి ఎథికల్ ఆల్సో. Sometimes so-called headaches actually are the problems we have to take. And whenever we take any decision, we need to make sure that we are contributing to the peace and harmony in the society. We got a message that Hindu Muslims are fighting in an area, we just actually transfer to other people. First of all, is it really truth? Even if it is truth, are we doing good to the society or bad to the society? What are we doing? We should be able to analyze it. So make sure that through our actions we are contributing, so that the people of the diverse section of society are live with the peace, and there is a feeling of oneness among them, that we are all Indians. For that, whatever the role that is possible, we have to play and make sure that they are happy. These are few points related to being ethical. We will learn few more things, but these are the some points we are utilizing to learn some terms related to ethics. Are we clear here? Honesty is the best policy. Yes. Okay, friends. Now we are trying to understand this actually different concepts related to ethics, but there is something called as golden rule of ethics. What is this golden rule of ethics? We will learn after the 15 minutes of short commercial break. So we'll take a break and we'll meet after that. So it is around 6:56 actually. So we'll meet around 7:15. Or actually, so class starts at, we'll give it 7:12 or something. After the break, we'll take doubts and then continue. Yes, all the things that we discussed were related to being ethical. Being ethical slide actually. Balraju will, okay. Then this slide you want, Balraju, or this slide? Slide 1, slide 2. This is slide 1. Okay, this is slide 1. So keep it. So yeah, we'll start at 7:15 only. Okay, we'll meet at 7:15. Hi, friends. Welcome to you all for the class of Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude after a small break. Amit, have you joined? So, Amit wants to know is there is any difference between empathy and sympathy? Yes, I'll answer. We'll actually start after 1 minute only, 7:15. But if anybody has doubt who are present here, you can ask. Ujjwal is in ethical competence. Okay, Ujjwal, what is ethical competence? If I'm a person with ethical competence, I should know what is right and wrong. Like I should know what is tolerance, empathy, sympathy, compassion, and everything. And I have to follow ethics in simple. That is like, I know what is right and wrong, and I'll follow in my life. This person is known as ethical competence. The person who is ethically competent is good in personal life, professional life, everything. But when you say specifically professional competence related to that profession, that person has knowledge, skills, everything. That is known as PC or professional competence. Knowing what is right and wrong and following that is known as actually professional competence. If you follow it consistently always, that is close to integrity. They're all same. Based on the context, you can use them. Laya says, Sir, I joined now. May I have the summary? No, you cannot because already break is over. You have to join Layaji. Suppose you are attending morning. If miss, you can attend evening. But if you miss in the evening only, tell me. And 2 hours class actually. With so much passion we tell. And you want to tell in 1 minute. Please go through the recording. Okay. And because very different topics actually related we have discussed. Do not miss. Please go through that. If you but do not understand any one particular word after going through that, you can always ask in the next session. No, even without that also you can follow me through this class. Okay, you can follow. So I know ethics, so I'll behave ethically. But a common man don't know how should I behave with that. With everyone, you have to behave ethically. Like I have to behave ethically. Whether other person don't know ethics or not, not in my control. I have to behave ethically because I'm ethical. That's all. Okay. So sympathy again we'll discuss in detail later. For now, what is sympathy means I'm just feeling sad for someone because something bad happened to them. They lost their family members, they lost money, property or something. I'm feeling pity for them. ಅರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಜರಗకుండా ఉండాల్సినది ಈ ತರ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು. Something shouldn't have been like this actually. So that's sympathy. Understanding from their perspective is empathy. Helping them is compassion in simple. Let's we go further. Yes, friends. Hope you all of you have joined actually. Let's we start this. Please understand the statement and give me one example for this statement. Golden rule of ethics. Give me one example. Good, Sayed. Tamil Selvi joined. Okay. Okay, good. One or two sentences more. Ahaha, mana. Vivek, you should have been somewhere. That's why the ethics is a limitation. None of these statements should be applied always. Jansi Rani is telling, Sir, give respect and take respect. I am giving respect na Jansi Rani. Okay, I understood. Treat others with respect to get the respect actually. If I want the people to help me in a selfless manner, I should also help them in a selfless manner. Correct. We should respect others because we expect the same thing from them. Correct. Speak as much as you can listen when it is your turn. Treat according to your will. Okay, correct. Just to simplify those who did not try or understand, like normally treat others the way you want to be treated. Very simple. I am suppose I met with an accident and nobody is there to help me. And whomever I see, the first person, what do I usually expect? That person at least come here and do the first aid and join me in the nearest hospital. No, same thing we should do. Whenever I'm in difficulty, I expect my friends to help me. I also should help my friend when they are in difficulty. Suppose we are South Indians, and as a South Indians, we go to the North India. We don't expect them, or they should not discriminate us just because we are South Indians. In the same way, when the North Indians comes to South India, we should not discriminate them just because they're North Indians. We expect women members of our family to be respected by other people. We should respect all the people, especially the women. Small mistakes without proper awareness of consequences. If we do the mistake, we expect other people to forgive. We should also forgive other people. So in most of the situation, it is applicable. Normally it is difficult to come up with a statement which is applicable in many contexts, but this statement is applicable in most of the situation. That is why this is called as golden rule of ethics. That is why it is called as golden rule of ethics. Okay, now we'll let us we move further. So, like this, there are some statements when you from ethics. Actually, you get some statements. You have to listen to that and keep understanding that. Actually, for example, the whole of ethics is concerned about being truly good and doing genuinely good. We have to be good and do the good things. When we say that you have to be good, some people will ask, "Sir, how can we be ethical? Is it really possible? There is a corrupt politicians are there, corrupt police officials are there. Everybody is corrupt. How is it possible that I can be ethical?" That's why ethics say many people are looking for the good people, but they've forgotten that they have to be good people. We may be playing the role of teacher, doctor, lawyer, brother, sister, father, mother, whatever the role that we are playing. First, we have to be ethical in that. Be the change you want to see in others. Too many people are looking busy for the right persons instead of being the right person. One statement says that the real happiness is actually when what you think, what you speak, and what you do are in harmony. Like these are all some raw material that talks about what is right and wrong. If you feel some of them appropriate during your journey, please try to collect them. These points. Let's we move ahead. Now, please listen to this question. Actually, we are describing one situation. Listen to this situation carefully. There was a person called Ramesh. He was working in the USA, got very good position, a job there. He was able to earn good money. After working some years in the USA, he thought that my country has given me so many things. I have to give back something back to my country. So he is back to India and started one NGO, non-governmental organization. The purpose of this NGO is to provide high quality education to the people who are not affordable. He was identifying the child laborers, child beggars, convincing their guardians, and make sure that they will join this residential educational institution that is started by Ramesh. Then many people have joined. He was giving the high quality education. He also started sharing this information and the good things that he is doing in the social media. Many of his friends who has observed, they also felt happy with that, who are NRIs. They started giving some funds to this NGO because of the good work that Ramesh is doing. There are some other philanthropists. Philo means love, anthropo means human beings. Those who have a love towards human beings, literally, they are called philanthropists. Philosophy. Philo means love, Sophy means knowledge. Those who have a love towards knowledge are called philosophers. The literal meanings, actually, the meaning of those words. So, those people who want to contribute for the welfare of people, they also started contributing. Ramesh felt happy. So even the government of India also thought that, or the government thought that this Ramesh is doing some good work. Let us we also help. In 1 year, the government has given him 20 lakh rupees. That's supposed to be used by the March end of the next year. We'll assume that, okay? So it was given in 2023. By 2024 March end, we should have to use it. But Ramesh, this particular year, when the government has given, was busy with so many other activities, he could use only 2 lakh rupees. According to the government rules, if some funds are given to this, actually, that they have to use within the prescribed time. If they are not able to use, they have to give it back to the government. Imagine this, actually. This is the rules are there. Consider that. Now, so according to rules, whatever the 2 lakh rupees that he has to spend, he has to submit bills to the government. So he was make sure that all the bills are correct, and he was planning to give back the 18 lakh rupees back to the government. Hope the situation is clear till now. When this is happening, his friend, his friend name is Suresh. If he is Ramesh, this person should be Suresh. So he has observed everything and says these words. Listen to the opinion of Suresh. See, if you give the 18 lakh rupees back to the government, government thinks that your NGO is inefficient, and next year also they will give you only 2 lakh rupees. I have a better idea. We have 1 or 2 days time. We cannot use it, but we will tell the government that we have utilized a complete 20 lakh rupees and submit the report. I know some chartered accountants, we know how to manipulate the accounts, so that we will tell the government that we have utilized all the 20 lakh rupees, so that we are already having 18 lakh rupees with us. According to government, we have utilized the 20 lakh rupees. So next year also government give us 20 lakh rupees. So totally we'll have 38 lakh rupees. But according to your plan, if you tell you used only 2 lakh rupees, next year also they may give you only 2 lakh rupees actually. Many NGOs do this manipulation. He is saying, Suresh. So don't worry about this. But many NGOs do it for their own benefit. But I am promising you that we will not be using single rupee for our own well benefit actually. There are many people, actually poor people, who are in need of the help actually. That is why even I will join with you, and we'll help this complete 38 lakh rupees that we'll get it. We will help the poor people only. They are in need actually. So because we are doing for the welfare of people only, it is not wrong actually. Let us we go ahead with this decision. This is the suggestion given by Suresh. Hope it is clear to you. Now the question is, if you are in the situation of Ramesh, if you are in the situation of Ramesh, do you agree with the suggestion given by Suresh? If yes, why? If no, why? Please answer. Everyone should think about the situation, and either you tell that's fine, somebody want to keep your answer with yourself, that's also fine actually. But if yes, why? If you do you think Suresh is right? Do you agree with Suresh's opinion? If yes, why? If no, why? So, yes, Ravi. Tanishta. Sorry if pronunciations are a bit different. We'll read some answers. So, give no, Tanishta, you have to tell the reason why no. Give back to government. If more money needed, we can require again. Yes, but keep utilizing the total money within the next economic year. Sir, I didn't understand concept. Don't worry, we'll go to you will understand the next concept. Suresh eventually wasting the taxpayers money and hence causing damage indirectly. No, because if I ask next year, I can ask to the government. No, even though intention is good. Okay, not agreeing. Good. Thank you that many of you have participated. Anurag says, sir, why are you ignoring my text continuously? I have do usually don't read actually name, specifically anything. Whatever is there, I'm reading. Anurag, please post your question again or the text. I will make sure that I will read that. So there is no such discrimination based on the name, gender, or anything. Okay. No, we should talk to this. No, this actually no give back. Okay. Please, others also fix some answer in your mind. Actually, fix some answer. Now listen to my explanation. Be careful. Please listen to this my explanation. Okay. There are some situation where like option A, like for what may be option A, I will agree with the Suresh opinion and go ahead. Option B, no, I ignore. Actually, I do not agree with that. There are some case studies where option A, option B both can be correct. It is all about how do you justify. But this particular case where this NGO is having a dilemma, what should be your final decision? Your final decision is you should not agree with Suresh opinion. Why? I will tell you now. What else you have to do? The first, the Ramesh, who is the in charge of this NGO, give the bills for 2 lakh rupees to the government, give back the 18 lakh rupees to the government or the concerned authorities. Tell the reason why he was not able to utilize it. Give some plans. If he get 20 lakh rupees next year, what he is planning to do? It is up to the government whether they give 20 lakh, 2 lakh rupees or zero. He has to continue his duty because he has come to this country to serve. It is by going in the wrong path, helping the 10 people compared to this first one, helping one person in the right path is also good. That is why Suresh or the Suresh opinion is not correct here. Ramesh actually should not agree with that. When you are writing these kinds of questions, there are some statements you can use it. Let us we get more clarity with this. See, these are the statements which are there in your PPTs. You can go through this. So Gautama Buddha says that there are three things which cannot be long hidden: sun, moon, and the truth. Sun sometimes do not appear. It doesn't mean that it will not come back. One or other day it will come back. Sometimes it may be in cloudy season, it may not come. Moon may not appear sometime, but it will come back. In the same way, truth also will come back. Now here Ramesh has manipulated account. Suppose if the truth comes out, what will happen? This NGO will be blacklisted. The very intention Ramesh has come to this country to help, he cannot continue to do the work. He may have to face legal consequences. There are many philanthropists and his friends who have helped him through the funds. They also might feel that actually this person may not have cheated them also. There are children who are getting the benefits. They also think that this Ramesh sir actually getting so many money, so much of money, but he is spending only less. So think of the worst thing that can happen if the things goes wrong. That is why he should not do it. One argument. Suresh says, don't worry, many other NGOs are doing it. Our argument is wrong even if everyone is doing it. Just because other NGOs are doing manipulation, it doesn't mean that it is right. Wrong is wrong if everyone is doing it. Right is right. Giving back money is right, even if nobody is doing right. Now here listen, when government has given 20 lakh rupees for the NGO, as a Ramesh, it is my duty that I should have utilized that complete money in the right possible way. By not utilizing that, I have made a first mistake. Now, by manipulating the accounts, I am doing the second mistake. Suppose if I do this. By doing the second mistake, I am trying to correct the first mistake. Do not try to correct the first mistake by doing the second mistake. When you know there is a mistake, accept the mistakes and try to correct it. In this statement, I would like to give one more homework today. Please know about Satyam scam, which is related to this statement. Satyam scam, one of the founders of this Satyam company, an IT company, was Ramalinga Raju. This such a big scam has started with one small mistake. In order to correct that first mistake, they have done another mistake. One day it exploded. What is that? To know that, after the class, go to YouTube and type Satyam scam. There are many videos they will explain, or generally go to Google and know about it. Actually, it's a very good example. So please also do spend some time after our class also. Many of the students, 90% actually, there is high possibility now you listen till 8:30. After that, you will close ethics. Next, you will open only on Monday 5 p.m. Spend some time, no, half an hour, it will be good. So please know about Satyam scam, to know the importance of this. This can be your question actually, or it may be a 10 marks question in ethics, it may be 125 marks question in essay. Now, when we know that we are doing a mistake, we should not wait for other people to correct us. We should correct our mistake rather than being waited for other people to correct. These are some beautiful statements you have to remember, and based on the context, you have to use it. Are we clear with Ramesh Suresh NGO case? Any doubt you have about this? Good, thank you. Please have a look at this question. What is written below Satyam scam? Below Satyam scam, I have written Ramalinga Raju, the one of the founders of Satyam Computers Company. Why it is wrong? Because according to government rules, actually, you that person should have submitted within that year only. Now already that time is over. Actually, according to the case study that is given, manipulating the accounts means it is cheating the government. So you should not cheat the government. You should not go against the law of the land. That is why it is wrong, Vivek Ji. Yes, Anurag, you are right. It is like evergreening of faults. Finally, I saw one message of Anurag. Accepting Suresh advice can invite crisis of consciousness to Ramesh. Anurag, be careful when you are using the word consciousness and conscience. Both are different. So please, others keep thinking about the question. The video I told is about Odandurai. Samiksha, if you type Odandurai in YouTube, you will get it. Vedashree, why you tell this to everyone? Which one I said to everyone, Vedashree? Okay, Satyam scam below. Okay, that one. Because everyone are making the same mistake with the Sri. Whenever they are want to tell conscience, they are using the word consciousness. If some other people see the question, they will understand, "Arey, this teacher is not taught what is conscience and consciousness only." Yeah, you are super with the Sri. Yes, 2 minutes and 5 sentences about this question or for this question. Yes, I am reading your comments. Go ahead. Good. Last 1 minute. After 1 minute, we'll start discussing the answers. Yes, Syed, you are right. Vaishna has written one big answer in the small time or in a little less time. Good points. Yes, we can talk about the stakeholders, Joshiv. Balraju says all the time we can't follow constitutional morality. Tell me any one situation where we cannot follow constitutional morality, Mr. Balraju. Okay, friends. Let us we listen to this now. Okay. So, as I said, this is also another question which is for 10 marks and 150 words. So, we are starting with 10 marks questions. Slowly and gradually, we'll include the case studies also in the future sessions. So, there are two parts in the question. What is meant by the constitutional morality, and as how does one uphold the constitutional morality? So, your introduction talks about what is CM. So, that is constitutional morality. The concept of right and wrong that is derived from the constitution of a country is known as constitutional morality. The principles of right and wrong that is derived from the constitution of a country is known as constitutional morality. As a citizen, it is our responsibility to uphold the constitutional morality. And because how does one? So in order to the next side heading in the body of the answer, you have to write one side heading. Like in order to uphold the constitutional morality, we need to follow this. Write 1, 2, 3, 4 points. You need to get it, and then you have to write conclusion. So introduction is clear, defining what is CM. Now when you are writing, now if I want to uphold something based on the points that is given to you, first thing, see, we need to educate ourselves. We need to educate ourselves about the constitution. If I want to uphold, I should know what it is. Then once I get my education based on the constitution, laws, rules, regulations are created, I need to respect it and follow it. We should respect and follow it. Then we should promote or actually support the people who are working for upholding the constitutional morality. I can do directly myself, or we can support the people who are already upholding the constitutional morality, and we can fight against the injustice. Fight against injustice. Now, like remember, like this, okay, I need to educate myself after knowing actually what, like suppose how to follow Hindu Dharma. First, we should study the books related to that and follow that, like one simple method. No, same way, like anybody want to follow Islam, read Quran and follow it. Same for other religion. Same way, constitutional morality, first I should understand, educate myself, and I will follow first. I support other people. And if anybody is doing anything against constitution, I will also fight against it. That's all. Now, whenever, like, remember after attending the classes, suppose you attend some 10 classes, you are read some 10 books, or you take some 10 mark test. After that, also, you go to examination hall, you hardly can get some 4 to 5 keywords like this. It is your duty or it is a skill to convert this into 150 words. With practice, you can get it. So, after writing, try to think of some example. Okay, I need to educate ourselves. Give examples. Like Indian constitution talks about the secularism, socialism, democracy. You know it is there in the constitution, write them. That is one, two sentence are over. Respect and follow. As a citizen, what we have to do? We should follow the fundamental duties. Give an example of fundamental duties. We should respect the fundamental rights of other people. We have to do fundamental duty. We should respect the fundamental rights of other people. We should support the people. And like for example, Anna Hazare, who was fighting for an institutional mechanism to come fight against corruption. When we these people are doing that, we need to support them in whatever the way that is possible. Now constitution talks about socialism, secularism, so many values, bringing down equality, everything. The people like Kailas Satyarthi, they are fighting against this child exploitation, so supporting these people, you have example. Now fight against the injustice. If some people section of society are facing injustice, now how can we fight? Actually, we can do a peaceful protest. We can file PIL to see if any judiciary want to look into this. We can spread awareness about the discrimination that is happening to these kinds of people. By all of this, we can uphold the constitutional morality. We earlier discussed only one part, but that's what happens in mains. There'll be some part which we have not studied. Only if you have understood, you can create the answer for the second part. So writing what is CM is introduction. Then what can be your conclusion? Whatever the role that we are playing, no, it is our responsibility to uphold the constitutional morality. Whatever the role that we are playing. I'm a teacher, doctor, lawyer, no matter what, actually, we can always uphold the constitution. As a teacher, we actually teach constitutional values to the students wherever it is appropriate, actually relevant. As a doctor, we do our duty properly. As a voter, we vote for the right person. As a taxpayer, we pay the tax properly. No matter what role that we are playing, by doing that properly, we can always uphold the constitutional morality. Whether a common farmer or a chief minister, a prime minister or a postman, everybody should uphold the constitutional morality. So it is our responsibility to uphold the constitutional morality no matter what role that we are playing. As a voter, as a taxpayer, as a farmer, as an industrialist, we can always uphold the CM. That is our answer. Any doubts about this question, you can ask. What is SSD? If you are listening to our class, you should be knowing. So we need to educate ourselves. Like Indian constitution talks about socialism, secularism, democracy. That is SSD. PIL means not preliminary investigation. It is public interest litigation that you will study in the polity. If an issue of public issue, which is a public concern, actually, we can highlight this in the judiciary will look into that, and if required, they may give some directions to the government to come up with some solution. Sir, can we mention stakeholder? Yes, Vivek ji, आप mention कर सकते हो. You can also tell as a citizen what we can do, as a legislature what we can do, as a executive what you can do. All this is also fine. You can write it. You can write example of fundamental duties. There are different ways you can write it. One such easy method is this. That's all. Okay. Sir, we can add voice of conscience against injustice. Now see, because conscience is different to different people. Constitution is same to all the people in the within that country. I personally avoid bringing conscience in this question. Okay, Ujjwalji, please look at these 1 to 7 sentences. Tell me which are ethical, which are unethical. Yes, Rutika. That's what we are supposed to do. Okay, I'm reading your answers. Go ahead. Sir, what to do if the Supreme Court uphold any issue as injustice, but legislatures made amendments in the Constitution? Then we can follow constitutional morality as an IAS officer. As long as there is in the Constitution, as long as law is made, we will follow that, Amit. According to Vivek, 1267 are unethical. Fix some answers in your mind. Good, good. Yes, Sarita ji. Okay, friends. Now, please, all of you, fix some answers in your mind. Now, listen to my explanation. All the seven we are given here are ethical. All the seven that we have given here may be unethical. All the seven can be unethical. All the seven can be ethical. All the seven also can be unethical also. Let us we see that. First one, killing a pregnant woman. In generally, we should not kill anybody. Killing anybody is unethical, right? But how can killing pregnant women become ethical? So imagine the situation. You might have seen some, news actually where a stranger actually entered into a college and he started shooting all the other students. Actually, he got some crazy and started, shooting. Or some people have this gun and they go on actually shooting all the common people who are on the road. Suppose some pregnant woman, she got crazy and she's got a gun actually and she started killing other people. Now, in order to save other innocent people, if I have a gun, I will kill her. Then it is ethical only, right? So it can be ethical as well as unethical. Normally, we should speak truth because honesty is important. We discussed. But imagine a situation where telling lies can save the life of a person. Then it is correct. There is a mother and a child. They both met with an accident. They admitted to the hospital. The child died due to the severe injuries that happened. The mother woke up and she asked, "Where is my baby? What happened to my baby?" Now she's just now woke up from the very severe health issues that she is facing, and suddenly asking about the baby. If we suddenly tell that actually your baby is no more, because okay, we should always speak the truth actually, then it might further complicate her health. So keeping that in the mind, for the meantime, sometime we may say, no problem, your child is undergoing treatment, please recover yourself. Then maybe by seeing the appropriate time, we may tell the truth. But in the meantime, we are telling a lie. But that is ethical. Helping the parents is good. We should help our parents. Parents have taken care of us. We should help them. But what if our parents are encouraging you to do wrong things? In many family, domestic violence is happening. Parents are beating their daughter-in-law, and you are inviting you also join to beat her. You cannot do that. There may be many people who involve in the sale of drugs. They want their son or daughter to join to that. You may not do that. So helping the parents in drug trafficking, child trafficking, women trafficking is not correct. Whoever is doing all these traffickings, they also might have children, and you should not help that actually. As children, you should not help your parents in this case. That becomes unethical. If I caused an injury to a person intentionally, then law should give me the punishment. That is ethical. But as I'm a police officer, in the process of capturing a thief, actually, I caused some injury to that person. Then I may not get punishment. Then if you punish me because I caused an injury to the thief or some terrorist or something, then it becomes unethical. We have to follow the higher authorities' order as long as it is legal. Your higher authority is asking, arrest an innocent person and file a case. Because that innocent person and this actually had some fight at home because they are neighbors. Now, as a subordinate, I should not arrest an innocent person and create a fake evidence or something. When it is illegal and unethical, I should also have courage to say no. There is a fight between community A and B. Both side people have done some mistake. I have to identify some people from both the community and take appropriate action. When I visit there, this is what I find out. I got a call from the local politician. See, B community are our people. Don't take any action on B community. Take only strict action on A community. Then as a officer I should have courage to say no to that and take the strict action on whoever does it, whether they belong to A community or B community. Normally we should not send the people outside their country, provided they're our citizen or come to our country with proper visa and passport. But they're illegal immigrants who have come to here and creating a problem, then we may have to send these people back to their own country. We may have to deport them to their country. Normally, we should not torture a person. Torturing is a wrong thing. We should not torture. But imagine this situation, a person who planted a bombs in different parts of the city. We are able to catch this person, and we have this person were taken to the police custody. Now we want to find out where this person planted bombs in different parts of the city. Where we'll tell, see man, we have to be ethical. Killing the people is not correct. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Please tell me where you planted the bombs. That person may not tell. Then we may have to torture to save the hundreds of innocent people. Then it can be ethical. So to tell that, just by looking at the titles, we cannot come to the conclusion as something as right and wrong. There are some factors to be kept in mind before we arrive at a decision. What are those factors? That we'll discuss in the next slide. But before I go to the next slide, any doubt in the first slide or this slide? Point 6. Following the forcefully sending the people outside the country. Now, if they are our citizen, we should not send them. If they've anybody come with the proper visa passport, we should not send them. If we send them, that becomes unethical. But if there are some illegal immigrants who have come to our country and creating a problems, then we send forcefully to their own country. Then it is ethical only. So whether it is ethical or unethical depends on the context. Helping the parents, Priyanka. So normally we should help the parents, that is unethical. But there are some parents who are involved in child trafficking, women trafficking, and everything. They're creating problems to the society. And if I'm a parent, if I'm a child to those kinds of parents who are involved in this trafficking, then I may not be helping my parents to do this, actually kidnap some girls and send them to sex trade or something. I should not be doing that. Now, please observe these points. These are the factors that we need to keep in mind whenever we are taking the decision of something as a right and wrong. We just see 30-second clip of some video in YouTube and come to the conclusion, he is right, she is right, she is wrong, he is wrong, and all. Common people do. You are all enlightened people. But common people come to those conclusions. But you as an enlightened citizen, civil service aspirant, should not come to that conclusion. These are the few factors you need to consider. Observe these points. Now, let's say go one by one. First, understand everything. Then, if you have any doubt, I am happy to answer to that actually. Okay, but let us we go one by one. Means and end. Means and end. What is means? Means is the procedure that we follow or the path that we follow. Clear? Means end. What is end? End is the final result or the consequences. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನುಸರಿಸುವ ಮಾರ್ಗ. ಎಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂತಿಮ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶ. Means the procedure that we follow. End means the final result or the consequences. Gayatri says, okay. Hello, 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 hello. Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Actually, Gayatri says I'm not audible and visible. I'm also visible, right? Okay, thank you. So, Gayatri, please check your internet connection. Hello, hello. Yes, hello. Yes, I think it's working now. If any issue, please let me know. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi believed that means is as important as end. Means is as important as end. I will explain this, don't worry. Imagine this situation. There was a person called Ramesh, not Ramesh, let us we take some different name, Raju in this context. This Raju, in the year 2020, he was selling vegetables. He was bringing it from the market and selling on the streets and everything, earning some money. He was belonged to a BPL, below poverty level in the economic status. Now in the year 2023, now recently that is crossed actually, by the year end of 2023, he is a Karudpati. He has luxury items like BMW car and everything actually. Do you think that Raju is ethical person or not? Is he ethical person? Some of you say no. Some of you say yes. Okay, now listen to this actually. Okay, when some of these simple questions, sometimes even you are not telling in the text, if you think in the mind, that is also fine. That is, we are keep on asking the question. For some, definitely you can answer. Now listen to this. This Raju has become Krodapati in the 3 years is the final result. Only by looking at the final result, you should not come to conclusion. That's why we discussed. So be careful when you say something ethical or unethical. Data insufficient for that question. How he was able to become a Krodapati, that will decide. If he has come up with some new innovative idea and created a company, then he can become Krodapati. You know that there are many people in 1 or 2 years they have become Krodapatis. Suppose you won some lottery and become Krodapati, fine. He participated in Kaun Banega Krodapati and become Krodapati, fine. That is ethical. But if you start doing again drug trafficking, women trafficking, child trafficking, wildlife, animal trafficking, everything, then become Krodapati, then it is wrong. So this is called means. You should know what is the path that is followed. Suppose as a Ramesh, I am running an NGO, we collect the funds from the people, maintain transparency, help the people, good. Right, I have my own money. Suppose as a Ramesh, I am helping collecting the funds. Right means right end, correct. I collected funds from the government, but manipulated government data and then helping the poor people. Actually, that is wrong means I am following to achieve the right end. That is wrong in this context of that Ramesh Suresh NGO case that we discussed. This is called means and end. Are we clear about means and end? These words will be keep on using it. For now, means is as important as end. Mahatma Gandhi ji considers that means is like the seed. Means is like the seed, tree is like the end. If you want a mango tree, you have to sow the mango seed. By sowing the neem seed, you cannot expect a mango tree. So that means if you want to achieve the right end, you have to follow the right path. ಸರಿಯಾದ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶವನ್ನ ಪಡೆಯಲು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಮಾರ್ಗವನ್ನ ಅನುಸರಿಸಬೇಕು. So you have to follow the right path to achieve the right result. By copying in the examination, I will clear and get a job. Getting job may be your benefit, but you are following the wrong path. Okay, hope you understood what is means and end. As you saw, social you reap. Okay, now let us we understand intentions and consequences. Sorry. Means is equal to end means what actually? Gandhiji says means is as important as end. So both are equally important. That is the meaning of that, Yashi. So intentions and consequences. There are some situations we may have a good intentions, but it can lead to bad consequences. Can you think of a situation example actually? How can good intention can lead to bad consequences? Tanista, that question you will get answer in when we solve the next question. Actually, there is an answer lies there. Good intention and bad consequences. Attacking the Pakistan for targeting the terrorist. What is good intention and what is bad consequences in that? This happens to be many times. Divya feels that she has a good intention, but she faces a lot of problems because of her good intention. Now think of some situation for your good intention. We are doing something, but you also face it problems. You the for whom we are helping, they also may face a problems. See, that's why, like some example I tell, it is not necessary only that example is correct. That's why you are all coming with different examples so that we are learning the subject. You are not just by hearting example concepts and all because which is of no use. Rutika, rethink your examples in this context of good intention and the bad consequences. Crackers causes air pollution. Okay, good into what is good intention? You just want to enjoy. That's okay. Not so good intention. Funding the NGO, but NGO may work for terrorism. Teaching the wrong people. You have taught some hacking to a person, but rather than become ethical hacker, they have become unethical hacker. Okay, good. No, I did not say the one of the example is teaching to the wrong people. Okay, it is not. I did not say that I am teaching to wrong people. Just for clarity, I am teaching for the future enlightened citizens. Actually, I'll always try to help mom, but end up scolding. But she will end up scolding. Okay, now listen to me. Okay, helping. There are many examples are correct. Just make sure is it matching with this actually. See, for example, lockdown is one such example. Imposition of lockdown. You should be able to tell, convince what is good intention. The government of India has imposed a lockdown during the COVID-19. So you should be able to write in one sentence. What is good intention here? Why we created the impose this lockdown to stop the spread of infections, virus infection. That is good intention. But many people have suffered because for the first time in the history, in the recent years, there may be somewhere earlier 100 years it might have happened, but in the recent years it was very new. Many people, they are not prepared for it. They are not able to go to school, not able to go to jobs, and many migrant workers have faced a problem. That is bad consequences. Intentions are good. So any example that you are given and it is matching with that, that is fine. Saraswati says, suppose if I tell my friend your tone of talking is bad and you have to improve, but she takes as a wrong, then broke the friendship. So why to tell Saraswati? Let her have their own tone actually, and let us we respect the different tones also, if possible. Try to avoid Lakshadweep, Maldives example because in international relation, whoever is enemies, they may become friends tomorrow. Okay, now listen to me. One more examples. Bad intention can also lead to good consequences. Think one example for this. Like this, any example that you are getting, that's fine. Make sure you are able to convince. Suppose with lockdown example, I was able to convince you good intention, bad consequences. Give me one example for bad. Here, no, bad means some selfish intentions we are doing, but it can lead to good consequences. Demonetization is also example for first one. Good intention and bad consequences. Assuming that demonetization is done to get the black money back. Straight to the hospital, but the truck driver refused. Yes, Aniket, your example is right. Taking bribe to help others. Their to help Ganashram, their intention is good. Why we are taking bribe to help others? So that is why intention is good there. Earning lot of money so that we'll become rich men, but we also pay huge tax that benefit the government, and earning money through legal methods and all. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so observe this example we have taken from here. So many developments that happened during the British period or the British rule actually. Okay, for example, railways, English education system, etc. Now, what is this selfish or bad intention? Why railways are introduced, as you all know, so that it is easy for them to take the raw materials from India to their country and to get the ready-made goods in this country. That was the intention. Railways were introduced, but it has become one of the very important tool in the Indian independence movement. People started moving across the country. Unity has developed. Actually, they started spreading the information and everything. It has helped Indians, and even today we are getting the benefits of the railways development that happened during that time. English education system, that is one of the reason along with many why today we are able to top in the service sector actually. So all these are the benefits that led to the good consequences, but sometimes they may have a selfish intention. Like this, you can create so many example. But when a situation, when a case study is given, you should be able to think whether it's a good intention, bad consequences, bad intention, good. So understanding is important. We can discuss so many questions related to this. Now, please come to this. Now, listen to this example. There was a person called Savita Halapanavar. There was a person called Savita Halapanavar. She was there in Ireland. She was pregnant. Savita, she is from India, but she was staying in Ireland and she was pregnant. Okay, pregnant. Her name is Savita Halapanavar. If you type in Google Savita Halapanavar, you will get it. So she was pregnant. And one day she started getting some complications, discomfort. She went to the doctor. They have done some diagnosis and told that there is some infection like sepsis happened to her. What was the solution for this? Medical solution was abortion. Okay, medical solution to this, abortion. She discussed with her husband. They decided to go for abortion, but doctor did not do the abortion. They went to another doctor. They also did not do it because they couldn't move too far. Actually, the infection got complicated and Savita died in that incident. And it is proven that if doctors would have been done the abortion at the right time, Savita could have been saved here. And just because doctors did not do the abortion, Savita died here. But still, in this case, we cannot call doctors are wrong. Why doctors may not be wrong in this context? Because at that time in Ireland there was a law which was prohibiting the abortion. There the law, abortion is illegal no matter what is the reason actually. So that is why when we see this incidents, if doctor would have done abortion, Savita could have been saved. Doctors are so cruel. How can they not do it? No, we should know what was the law of the land at that time. Where as a doctor here, I do not have voluntariness, free will. I have a choice to do it or not to do it, but I did not do because of my laziness. Then it is a wrong. Doctors is wrong. But doctor has no voluntariness. The free will is not there. You're watching a news report actually in which an IAS officer is standing and JCBs are demolishing the many huts. Actually, many poor people are actually crying everything. You see the news clip and see this IAS officer studied ethics, integrity, aptitude, and still they are causing problem to poor people. Do they have any empathy, sympathy, compassion? What kind of nonsense people we may scold? Our common people scold. But you should know that civil servants also have obligation to follow the law of the land. They do not have free will. So if you are judging a person as right and wrong, you should see what is the path they followed or the end actually, what may be the possible intention, what happened after that, whether there was a free will existed, whether what was the law of the land at that situation. Now, Gunjan Saxena joined Indian Air Force just because she wanted to drive a plane, which is a selfish motive, but then the consequences were good actually. Now, whether only wanted to plane, then you should have become a pilot only. So I'm just actually telling. Okay, that if we know, will know more, and then I will tell you. Okay, now if you have a doubt, I will take it actually. Now, please, will complete this. Then I'll take all the doubts. That is Savita Halappan. Our note down and try to know about her actually. This can be the good example when we write the answers. Now, usually, if any crime has happened, if the crime, though the crime is same, if the crime is committed by a person who is less than 18-year-old, usually considered as a juvenile and given less punishment comparatively. If the same crime is done by a person who is 18 plus, will be considered as an adult, and compared to the juvenile, severe punishment is given. This is what followed in many cases, but in some cases like sexual harassment, the age bracket can be 16 to 18 years. If it is less than 16, juvenile, more than 18, adult. But if they are within the 16 to 18 range, then by analyzing the severity of the crime they committed and the maturity of the individual, that person may be trialed as a juvenile or adult. So, like they say. But in generally, tell me, why are we giving a lesser punishment to the people who are less than 18? Why? What is the logic that we are giving a lesser punishment to the people who are less than 18-year-old? And we also see normally when the same crime is committed by the people who are mentally disabled, we also give almost when we say punishment, we send them for a treatment and all rather than giving them punishment. Yes, Avani, considered. I'll go through that and then I'll confirm. If it is a true, definitely you can write it. Yes, 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 correct. Listen to me. So the one reason is awareness of the consequences actually. So that reason is awareness of the consequences. The people who are less than 18, one of the main reason, and those who are disabled actually, mentally disabled, unstable actually, they are not aware of the consequences what they are doing. So we should also see whether that person was aware of the consequences or not, should also be considered before we take a decision of something as right or wrong. Now imagine the situation. You saw a CCTV footage as a police officer or as a person normally in a social media. You saw that actually a one CCTV footage you have seen. In that, it is observed that there is some 21-year-old, approximately 21-year-old boy at 11 o'clock in the night has broken the doors of a pharmacy shop. There was a pharmacy medical shop actually. They took we had some actually rock actually yes, took that, broken the door actually, and took some medicines and ran away. Okay, so took some medicines and he ran away from that area. Normally it appears to be definitely wrong, but only by looking at this incident we should not come to the conclusion how far he is wrong actually. We have to see in which situation he has done. He wanted some money for actually taking alcohol, so he has broken that and all. Then it is definitely a wrong. But what happened in that case was actually, so this person, family was met with some accident. They were admitted in a hospital. Doctor told that with some emergency medicines are required. He came to the nearest pharmacy that is there, but it is closed. He tried to call them. It was not reachable. So in order to save his family members, there was no other option. That is why he has done that. It may be legally crime actually, but when you are deciding something unethical, the crime that you committed just for a pleasure and these are different. So what we are trying to tell, if you want to decide something as right and wrong, there are few factors you have to consider. In what situation that person has committed this, was there is any better options available to that person, the person who is committing was aware of the consequences or not, whether that person has a free will or not, whether there was a law of the, what was the law of the land at that time, what may be the possible intention, what are the consequences, what is the path they followed, and what is the final result. All these points you need to consider before you arrive at something as a right or wrong. Everything depends on situation. Yes, Layaji, everything depends on the situation. 16, 18 actually I've explained, because they are not, sir, because they don't, okay, know the consequences. Okay, these are the discussion for today, but I'll be staying 10 more minutes actually to take your doubts related to this. Now you can ask any question related to this, we'll be answering. Oh, Vedashri says, I locked someone in washroom in the second standard in school. I was unaware of the consequences that the person might die, but my parents were called and then I got the beatings. Yeah, sometimes we face punishment, but but in second standard only you are able to lock somebody. Huh? Can you please explain the law of the land again? See, what is that I'm trying to tell? Whenever you see somebody is doing something, you should cannot come to the conclusion. You have to consider what was the law of the land. You see, for example, internet was disconnected in Jammu and Kashmir. Sometimes you say internet was stopped in Northeast. Some officials have done. We cannot blame official. That was a legal decision taken by the politicians or the people who are in authority, and some official implementing. We cannot call that person as a wrong. So if you are judging somebody is right and wrong, what was the laws, rules, regulation? Because as a citizen, as an official, we have no other option to follow the law of the land. If I'm a soldier of Russia, I am attacking on the Ukraine soldier. You cannot call me a wrong person as a soldier. It is my duty to do. Even though personally I do not agree of attacking on the Ukraine, as official government have taken, I have only two options: either to fight or resign. So you cannot call me as a wrong. Actually, that was decision taken by the top leaders. Sir, they may not have any such intention to do so. Vivek. So which context you are telling, Vivek ji? They may not. Okay, yeah, understood. So the awareness of consequences or intentions may not be there. That's why they're given a less punishment. I got it. Sir, what did the voluntariness mean? Divya ji, voluntariness means free will. Like in the case of Savita Halappanavar, I had an option to do abortion also, not to do abortion. That means I have a free will. Voluntariness is there. But when the law of the land is there, I don't have voluntariness actually. Usually, if I'm in 18 place, what can stop me doing something right or ethical is a law of the land. Sometimes law don't allow me. Suppose some illegal migrants coming from Pakistan, they are poor people. Suppose I can really see they're facing so much of exploitation in Pakistan, they want to come to India. Suppose as an individual, I may feel that I should allow them, but the law of the land will not allow. If I allow them, I will be sent to jail. So I don't have a voluntariness. Whether I like it or not, I should not allow the people to enter into our country illegally. Will the unethical decision because of the situation acceptable in the court, sir? Actually, Laya, even the judiciary, before they actually take any decision, they will consider the situation. Suppose I killed somebody, all the murder will not come under whether it is provoked or suddenly it happened, in what situation it was done. Yes, the judiciary consider all possible situation, then they give the punishment actually. They may not let that person go, but they will consider the situation and then the punishment will be considered. 16 to 18 age group are considered juvenile or adult. Yeshi, in the sexual harassment cases between 16 to 18, it depends on the case by case basis. They will study what crime that person committed and what was the maturity of that person. Then they may consider a trial either as a juvenile or as an adult based on the context or the situation. Now, once again, after the end of the 2 days, actually, are you in the right track? Are you facing any problem from a student perspective? Anything are we missing? If you have any feedback, if you before you go, please you can also give your feedback and go so that we'll try to implement in our next classes. I don't have any question related to the topic, but you teach very well and you understood me. So actually, I'm participating in an elocution competition. So I want your guidance and thoughts on the topic management and technical learning from the Ramayana that we have to discuss in deep. And I am a law student. In some cases we read in some situation and it's not possible to think of other better option. The more and more we have to see within our limitation, we can see whether why he would have done this or she would have done this. Is there is any better option, we may think. Can you show the page of customary morality? Bless Lins wants to know about customary morality. Okay, madam or sir, I will show. Please this. No, sir, right track. Okay, sir. Nice learning. Thank you. Can it be easy to learn Kannada with the knowledge of Telugu and Tamilu? See, with Telugu you can learn Kannada. Kannada and Telugu are related. That means comparatively easy to learn with if you know one of them. How to handle with the person having customs irritating others. For example, as you said, women not allowed to enter puja room during her menstruals and not crossing the road after the cat crossed that. How to handle or convince? Don't convince them. Let them be the way they are. Let you be the way you are actually. That is first step. Logically try to explain them. If they understood, that's fine. If they are practicing, suppose I'm walking on a road, cat come, and then I feel that I want to sit for some time and then go, let them do, let me do know what is the problem for a few seconds. I get confidence, everything will go well. So every superstitious beliefs is not wrong. Let people follow that. Only when it is causing problem, we may try to explain logically. At as much as possible, allow them other person to be as they are. That is the best step. Abhijit, thank you. Syed, thank you. Pavitra ji, Kamalapal. Partition of India. Bad intention, good consequences. Yes, Vivek ji, you're right. Only in the sexual harassment, juvenile or adult category is considered. Yes, in generally in that category it is considered. Thank you, Shaimil. Which book we have to study for ethics? First, we have to study our class notes. We'll give you some video references, books that you have to watch. You can follow one blog that is Ethics and Essay by Sri. And for now, this is enough. If you need more clarification, we can go through the Byju's reference book. Don't read from first page to last page. Any one extra concept that you want to know more, you just go through that page. That's all. Thank you, Ujjwal. Prerna, thank you. Thank you, Vedashri. I was just. Bye bye. Enjoy the weekend. Please update the PPT. Okay, I will tell the team to do that actually. Remaining class are also good actually. So, but if the person about family member or parents, no, anybody, if they are doing something and if they are happy with that and they are not causing harm to the other people, let them be as they are. Only if they are doing something, like suppose one woman, she is during her menstrual period, she herself do not want to go to puja room, that is fine, let her be. But if she is imposing other people that you should practice that, then we should convince her. No, she has a right. It is her request whether she want to go to puja room or kitchen. We should not restrict it. And menstrual period is something naturally happens to that. As long as she feels comfortable, she should be allowed to go. If she is imposing, suppose my mother imposing on my wife, then I will convince my mother. But suppose my mother or wife, they want to take rest during those days. Actually, they don't want to enter kitchen and puja room. Then it is fine. Okay, I will check that new one actually, Tanista. Are you from Ballari? No, I am not from Ballari, Amit. Thank you, Anjum. No enjoyment, prelims test series is there. Enjoy the test series also. Class can be enjoyed, prelims test series can be enjoyed. Our life is there to enjoy. Sir, can we consider the issue of Shabrimala temple as a customary morality greater than the constitutional morality? The woman during the menstrual age, actually from 15, around 14, 15 to 50 years, should not enter into Shabarimala temple. Easy customary morality according to tradition, she should not go. Now what constitution say, only because she is experiencing the menstrual period, you cannot discriminate actually women to enter into Shabrimala temple. So the reason is not appropriate. That's what our constitution say. When menstrual period is something natural, and that should not be the sole reason to stop women from entering to that. That is a constitutional morality. Okay, Joshi, hope you got it. Yes, friends, last 1 or 2 minutes. If you have any other doubts, you can ask. Bye, 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 bye. So these are all the discussions for these 2 days. Hope that today's and yesterday's discussion was beneficial for you. Thank you for your cooperation. We'll meet on Monday. Thank you. Have you learned both Telugu and Kannada? I will tell in the future classes. Amit ji, bye bye. Thank you. Thank you.